And we're back. What up, Naysayer Nation? It is once again time for the Aftershow Podcast. We got a special one. A lot happened this week, Mr. JayShockblast.
Sure did.
A lot. So much stuff. Obviously, we're gonna recap the Game Awards. Could it be the best one ever? We'll talk about it. Some people said it's the worst one ever. We'll talk about that as well. We'll even throw it to the chat, have a couple people come on for a few minutes, give their takes, and of course we'll talk a little more on some of the responses. Predictably, I literally called this as the show was happening. Some backlash from the usual suspects.
If there's a girl in the game,
it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. Witcher 4 mostly got a pass, but everyone just laser focused on Naughty Dog's new game. That's the new culture war.
Awesome
game.
By the way, and I'm not a big Naughty Dog fan.
Yeah, it looked awesome. I didn't love everything about the trailer, but there was definitely some cool stuff there. We'll talk about that. Also, I'll continue to talk about how great Creature Commandos is. We'll talk a little Marvel Rivals because some stuff happened. A certain person on this podcast's favorite character got his highly anticipated MCU skin. I'm wondering if he purchased it or not. We'll get into all of that. Plus, apparently Superman, the first Superman trailer, is dropping next week, according to sources. So that's something to look forward to. And before we get into all that, let's say hello to the chat. What's up, chat? Old Man Eastwood got himself first. Congratulations. You are our winner. You feel great. Huge honor to be first. Shout out to Marvel. 123. What's up, Travis? Travis, definitely excited. He could not stop talking about Elden Ring. He kept bothering me all week about how Elden Ring means more to him than life itself, and he couldn't believe they revealed another Elden Ring game. He's so excited. He can't wait to play it.
Normally I wouldn't believe you, but now that he has my Discord, I believe you.
100%. What's up, Kevin? Welcome. What's up, D Savage? Appreciate it. What's up, Bruno? Appreciate you as always. We'll get all that. Well, let's get into a little bit of the smaller stories before we get into the big stuff. This is a little related to the Game Awards. Before it happened, because I like to do my preview before the show actually starts. Go over the leaks, the confirmed stuff, so people have an idea of what's going on. I had a section called Cope where we put all the stuff that we know it's not going to be there, but people are going to still hope. Like I put Bloodborne, I had Kingdom Hearts 4 in there, and unfortunately I had to put Wonder Woman because it's not happening, and I told people it wasn't happening, and that's exactly how it played out, because we got a scoop earlier in the day from Jason Schreier. He was making a podcast circuit. He has his own podcast, and he was talking about the Wonder Woman game. And apparently, the deal is that when they announced that Wonder Woman game, when we got that trailer at the Game Awards, apparently that is literally the only work that had been done on that game. They had no script. They had nothing except that CGI trailer.
And I didn't know that much of it, but I knew they weren't far along. And I've said many times that they announced it to try to get people hired. You know what I mean?
That's definitely common, but they literally had nothing, according to Schreier sources. They didn't even start working on the game until like after that trailer came out. And apparently it only recently got out of early production, a pre-production. James Sigfield gave some more context to, because it's been years since Monolith's last game. Apparently they were working on some kind of sci-fi IP for 4 years after Shadow of War, and for whatever reason, after 4 years, game got canceled. They had to, stuff happens. Game development's weird sometimes, and they had to pivot to a new game. They decided, hey, let's do Wonder Woman, and they said, okay, well, we'll do a CGI trailer and throw it at the Game Awards just to get people interested to hire it, because we have nothing. We don't. Apparently, they didn't even have an idea or a concept. They said we're gonna do Wonder Woman. Yeah. So let's slap together a trailer and go for it. Apparently, internally, their timeline was 2026. But according to Schreier sources, even that seems unrealistic. So we might not be seeing Wonder Woman until 2027, 2028.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I see people freaking out all the time about stuff like this. Like, why even announce it if it's not gonna come out? What does it matter? Like, okay, you have to wait. Who cares? Like, is that really that big of a deal? There's a lot of other games that are gonna come out between now and then. But I want it now. I want the game now. It's like, shut up.
In general, I agree, but it is unusual to not only do a trailer, but pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to Jeff Keighley to announce the game.
It's WB. I mean, I actually no, I don't disagree with that.
Who are $40 billion in debt, to be clear.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. You know what I mean? I get it. That is a little odd that they felt the need. They needed to get that out there right away.
Like they could have put that on Twitter. Like, yeah. I'm just saying.
I'm just wondering, like, is staffing that bad? Like,
that's kind of insane. like the Blade game was in early development when it got announced, but they had a little. It seemed like it was a little further along. They actually sat down, did an interview. They talked about what it is. Apparently, they're specifically targeting 2027 as well, but they also released some concept art later. Just to keep people a little bit in the loop on what's going on. They had nothing.
I mean, when I went to WB Games Montreal, one of the girls I met there had like a game T-shirt. So I mean, they had to have had something going on. They were making merch for it.
They made merch. That
was like September of 22. So
yeah. So yeah. From what I heard, they only literally started in like January 2022.
It's wild. I mean, that is definitely one of the more crazier stories, and it makes me wonder just how, like, I mean.
But then you also keep in mind, this is another reason I'm a little concerned, is that it's usually not a great sign. Like we're spoiled by Insomniac. Let's be honest. Like, but we heard that there was development problems on Wonder Woman from Greg Miller. That was before we heard the whole story about what happened. But assuming this game might come out in 2028, we will have gotten potentially 3 Marvel games and a PC port from Insomniac in the time since Monolith announced the Wonder Woman game, and add in 3 more games since their last game in general, Shadow of War. Like, since Shadow of War came out, Insomniac has released Spider-Man PS4, Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Spider-Man Remastered, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 2 PC. They've got Wolverine in development. That's look like it's targeting 2026. They pitched and did a prototype of a live service game, and they might also be dropping a Venom spinoff game in 2027. So they're clearly built different, and it makes it makes me appreciate it. But yeah, I think in general, like WB's got to tighten up and like kind of figure out how to get more productivity out of the game division, like taking advantage of licensing, for example, or for the love of God, licensing out the Nemesis system so somebody else can use it. Like, what are we doing?
I feel that, and honestly, I say that because I don't know, but like I was hoping that we were going to see a new Lego game announced at the Game Awards.
Didn't get that either.
It's kind of funny, but like I know that TT is a little gun shy with that because they've announced like their fans are crazy. But like they announced, like when they announced Lego Star Wars and then it had its big delay, people just could not handle it. They just lost their shit. And I just feel like their next game is going to be one of those things where they're going to drop the announcement trailer and 3 months later we're going to be playing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we never know what they're doing, but we expect it. We expect it at some point. I heard that speaking of actually a king of a disappointment, like I had it on the coat, but I did hear a rumor through the grapevine. Apparently, a content creators mentioned it that we might be getting some kind of Square Enix showcase that could early next year that could potentially be showing off a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 4, a little something. I mean, they have to do something. They have to show something because Square Enix needs money. they need to release a game. They need to release a game that makes money. They they need to do something fast. But yeah, it's this obviously gamers are disappointed but and I would in general just say cope, but this Wonder Woman thing is a little bit odd even by game standards. Like I feel like in this rare instance probably should have waited a little bit before
at
making
least a
that
year.
announcement. Yeah, like get a year, see where you're at, get a year in under development, see where you're at. Then if you're confident in your internal timeline, then pop up at the Game Awards.
The only thing I can think of is maybe they like bought the slot in advance and were expecting to do something more and then realized, oh, we're not going to do this game now and just pivoted. But I don't know. Like, it is crazy. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know what else I don't know what else could be, because you're right. It does seem unnecessary to announce it that far in advance. It's not like it's a brand new studio. They had been working on something else, but maybe they had a mass exodus. I don't know.
And even in the case of a brand new studio, like we saw with the EA Marvel games, they had some leaks, but when they were ready to make the official announcements, they announced Cliffhanger Games, a brand new studio, Black Panther. They did it on Twitter. They just said, "Hey, here's our brand new studio, Cliffhanger Games. They're working on Black Panther. Here's a little teaser, little teaser graphic, and boom, that done." Motive is established studio. They say, "Hey, we're doing Iron Man. Here, little Twitter post. Boom, we're out." like they didn't put a whole CGI trailer together because the CGI when you do like a CGI trailer like that, it kind of gives the impression that the game is further along than it actually is, and for it to not just like when we saw that all they had for the Black Panther trailer was just like a teaser graphic that just shows the logo. You're like, okay, well, clearly that's in very early development. Don't even have a character model to show off. Like, whatever, cool. But like they're showing off the Wonder Woman character. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we see this in a couple years, or and then a couple years go by, and it's like, actually, we didn't have shit. Like we're just kind of saying, hey, we need people. Please, we all have anything. Help.
I guess so. Yeah. So I guess I don't know, man. I've had so much great opportunity because of WB Games, and I love the people that I work with there. Like, I mean, Alan and Jordan are awesome. So like, I just want to see them turn their part around and put out good games, because I personally love I loved Suicide Squad. I'm not ashamed to say it. I loved Gotham Knights. I
I
love
hear
Mortal
you.
Kombat. Like Mortal Kombat 1 was my most played game in 2023 and 2024. I mean, that's kind of crazy when you think about it. I'm not really a big fighting game guy, but I really did love that game. So it's I just want them to have some wins. You know what I mean?
How much did they pay you again, Jay?
Oh, right. Because obviously, it's kind of funny that WB Games is still paying you, Sadot, to say nice things about Suicide Squad.
It's
God
very nice.
forbid you have fun playing as Deathstroke.
Oh yeah, that's
I
obviously
saw that tweet.
nobody could ever possibly have fun with playing as Deathstroke.
I know, right?
It has to be that they paid me to promote their free DLC
For the game you can buy for $5.
for the game you could buy for $5. Yeah, they pay me thousands of dollars to promote their free DLC for the game that's on sale for $5 right after they announced that they're shutting it down.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Makes
WB
sense.
is in massive debt, so they haven't made the best decision. So clearly, this was another one.
Yep.
I saw that tweet and I just I'm gonna stay out of this.
Good choice. It was all very silly.
Yeah.
I just tapped out. I just tapped out of it. I just laughed at the weirdos and tapped out of it.
That can't be your go-to defense every single time. It just can't be. That's what's going to the you're paid. You clearly got paid. Any and every time somebody has something positive to say about a game that you just don't like or don't enjoy or whatever it may be, it just can't be every time that you're getting paid.
I think the weirdest thing is that it's weird in itself, but to be doing it a year later after the game is out is just so cringe.
My favorite thing to say now that almost nobody responds to is when somebody says something, I say, "Oh, thank God you said that." And nobody ever has I don't think anybody's responded to that yet. I'm "Oh, thank God you said that." Because what else is there to say? Oh, thank God for you.
Yeah, you're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah,
you're so brave. That's all they're trying to get. They're trying to get a pat on the head.
I mean, and this is that I was literally about to do the same thing. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's just so weird.
Yeah, all you can really do is troll these people. Obviously they don't possess the IQ for anything more substantial.
And they also hate it when you troll them because it's wait, you can't do that. Yeah. I'm trolling you.
Yeah,
shut up.
Yeah, it's just weird. I'm not even worried about it. So the other big thing to come out of the Game Awards, predictably, was the culture war. We're just yeah, I thought it was coming. I thought I knew there was going to be a little bit of it in the Witcher 4 trailer when I saw, because I knew immediately it was not going to be Geralt. I was like, oh, that's clearly a woman. Okay.
But we all knew they've said in advance that Geralt was not going to be the main character in the new Witcher. Yeah. And they literally set it up to be Ciri. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and yeah. For the most part, I saw that the reception was positive. People seemed to enjoy it. A lot of them were pushing back, saying, "Yeah,
amazing."
We knew it was going to be serious. Fine. There was some questions people had about the lore, like how specifically she was the Witcher or whatever. But overall, very positive reception. Crazy that Jeff just slapped it on the table and said, "Yeah, we're gonna start the show with the Witcher 4."
But besides that, it's she's not the Witcher; she's a Witcher in the Witcher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's definitely other Witchers. She's just the one, literally trained. There's a whole. It's they did a whole game about how she was important and we need to save her and train her. And there's also a TV show about how she's important and Geralt needs to save her and train her. It's almost all those things happen to set up Ciri to be the new face of the franchise, Why is anybody surprised at that?
Yeah. Fortunately, I'm not too tapped in, so I'm just going to play. I was like, oh, this trailer looks awesome. I might give CD Projekt Red a chance here. So, since it looks like they're maybe potentially turning things around. Like I'm not really going to harp on the lore or whatever. I was just good. I was just glad that people didn't latch on too much yet, at least yet, because they're distracted by the intergalactic heretic trailer for Naughty Dog.
Well, I do want to say this about The Witcher though. Like I like it's incredible, but one of my biggest regrets is I actually never finished The Witcher 3 because my game save is at hour 76. I've played 76 hours of that game and didn't beat it, and I don't even think I'm close actually, because I love that game so much when I was playing it at the time that I was doing like every little side quest, but then I also went like way ahead to get fast travel locations because I do that a lot. And I tried to come back a few times, and every time I try to come back, I forgot how to play. And
I actually bought The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Because they had like that deal. They had like an expansion or up here or whatever. And I end up grabbing that. Never played it.
when they did like the Xbox Series X and PS5 version, I actually restarted it on PS5 and got like 2 hours in, but like there's just so many things that kind of come up over time, and it's like it pulls you away. And if stuff's not getting views at this point, like I don't play a lot of games offline anymore. Like if I'm not like making like content for it, I like just don't feel like I have time for it anymore. So like that's kind of been my reason why I never went back. And I guess I'd like to, but like I don't know, man. I'm 44 now. I'm married. Like
he means 84.
Yeah, feels 84 sometimes. But like, like we have like some of those like some of that time I used to have offline to just play on my own is like, oh, we're gonna go watch FBI tonight or whatever. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I've been mostly playing ever since Rivals came out. That's basically been the main game. The only game I've played other than Rivals since it came out was Suicide Squad and Helldivers. I played the Peak Divers right during the Game Awards, like right after the show ended, because they stealth dropped the highly anticipated Illuminate expansion during the show. So I just pulled it up, streamed it at the end of the show, and it's legitimately awesome. Like
I'm glad people enjoy it. I don't.
It's by far the best update they've ever released. It literally feels like you're inside like a classic sci-fi alien invasion movie. With before it just felt like Starship Troopers. Now like this one actually just felt like you're inside of an alien invasion, kind of like World of Worlds or something. And it's incredible. They did an amazing job with that update. I absolutely love it. it's amazing.
I'm happy people enjoy it. I'm happy that people find a way to enjoy it. I don't understand it. But you know what I don't do? I don't like go looking at everybody's tweet and telling them it sucks and they suck for liking it.
Jay doesn't vibe with it because he's a communist. So obviously,
yeah, apparently. I just no. I think it's like a very very average game, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's. I don't understand how it became so beloved, but sometimes that just happens, and I'm not going to sit here and like question it. It's not for me. I've played more Concord than that game. I'll put it to you that way.
Don't go bragging about that one.
I'm not. I'm just telling you that Concord better than Helldivers.
I would have kept that. I would have kept that take to myself. Keep it. I played both games, Helldivers and Concord, and I could definitively say Concord is not better than Helldivers in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I was actually shocked when I looked at my my top 5 games of the year, and Concord was somehow number 5.
That's it.
Keeping in mind, PlayStation is my like second platform.
True.
You know, so, but like Mortal Kombat was like number 3.
Like that was we'll go with that one just because you don't play on PlayStation
Yeah.
that often. I think you only played maybe like 3 Helldiver missions anyway.
I played more. I've probably played like 3 or 4 hours of Helldivers.
Even that I thought you played even less.
Yeah, I mean maybe I don't know. There's ways to probably find that out, but I don't really care enough.
True. Jay's got Law and Order to watch. You know, he ain't got time.
We have not watched Law and Order this week.
Ooh, better get on that. So Jay, did you buy it?
I did, after sighing that it was one of the more expensive bundles.
I believe is the most expensive bundle.
No, there's one that was more expensive. But it's up there for sure. I really like.
I meant for like an individual. I think the only more expensive bundle is the Guardians pack because it comes with all the Guardian skins. But
no, there was one other one that was like 2,400 because it was like 22, I think.
Yeah, it can't even with
I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I remember. No, I remember it was. I was like, whoa, because at a discount it was 22. It was marked down from 28. I was like, whoa, holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know why it was so much. That's weird. I do like the nameplate though, because it's like a motion one, and it takes up the whole nameplate field. So even though obviously Cosmic Thor, I've said on numerous occasions, is my favorite version of Thor. I like it. I would have liked it more if he had the full arms. I mean, I guess he's got the gauntlets. So
I like that you get a guitar riff every time you use Odin Force.
It's I haven't actually used it yet. So
I use it in game. Every time he uses an Odin Force skill, it's like like a guitar riff.
It's actually maybe that's part of the reason why it was a little bit more.
Yeah, it's actually
a little more.
It's actually
I really love the nameplate. I do also wish I wish they had the option for some of these, like this one especially, where you could have the helmet on. I mean, I understand why they don't, but I would really like to. I know a lot of people don't like his helmet in that movie, but I do.
Yeah, I could do without it. There was some other outfits in the movie I prefer, but
sure, I get that. But
city map. If you're talking about Helldivers, it's the same. It's a planet. It's the same as every other planet in terms of scale. The main action focuses on city within the planet that's in the midst of an invasion. The people have been turned into zombies, and then you're not only fighting these really strong aliens, but you're also fighting an actual zombie horde. so it's like a zombie and an alien invasion all in one mission. It's pretty crazy. It gets pretty wild. Yeah, I didn't get the Star-Lord one yet because I'm not that big into the Star-Lord skin. If I get any Guardian skins, it'll probably be the Guardians 3 ones, but I definitely stacked up and got the Thor one, even though I don't play him that often because I thought it did look really cool in game.
I like that Star-Lord skin. I don't think I would buy it unless it was like on a sale or something.
Yeah.
But I really like that storyline. That was a really good Guardians of the Galaxy story. Also, I kind of wonder if people realize what they did with Star-Lord when he was the sun god. He went to he got sucked into like another dimension and became the sun god, and it felt like he was only away for like a few months, but he was gone for like 500 years, and was married to his husband and wife. And yeah, it got weird. But
I think I remember hearing about that story.
yeah, so people would he was in a sister wives kind of thing. Only it was husband brothers. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was weird, but
Marvel, everybody.
yeah, but I loved that story otherwise because they involved a bunch of other people in the Guardians. Like Moondragon came back, and Nova was in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and
You
I don't
love
know. It
your
was a
Nova.
cool story. I sure do. It was weird watching Nova run around with one of their jackets over his regular uniform.
Speaking
But
speaking of space exploration, we got to talk about the new Naughty Dog game,
okay,
Intergalactic. The Heretic. Honestly, not their best name.
too long, like way
Yeah,
too long.
too long, too many syllables. Like The Last of Us, Uncharted. That pops. Intergalactic, the Heretic. No one, ain't nobody trying. Nobody trying.
Yeah.
Nobody trying to do all that.
I wish these studios, like even with Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, like I wish these studios would understand that we only have 100 characters in our YouTube titles. Like seriously.
Yeah. Like you definitely got to think about market. I understand you may have your artistic vision, but yeah, that was a pretty pretentious name, and honestly, it was funny. Like the trailer I thought was cool. I do for some more of us are. It was given a little Concord. I'm not gonna lie, but I thought it looked fun. I like all the Akira references. I thought that was pretty nice. Anime that Jay has never seen or heard of.
I'm familiar with it. It's very old, right?
It's very old.
Because when I remember being in high school, and I think my friend Dave like loved it.
Yeah. Akira, very probably definitely on the Mount Rushmore of anime, I would say. Alongside like Cowboy Bebop, Eva, stuff like that. But I thought the visually incredible, great graph in terms of graphic quality. But all people were talking about was the main character and woke this and woke that. I knew it was coming as soon as I saw the character, and that is exactly what happened. I will say that people were cool with The Witcher. They were not cool with this one. Trailer got totally ratio. People.
Well, I mean,
people were not,
series kind of hot, so
yeah. The main character is also. So I didn't recognize her, and which I thought was a crime.
yeah.
So like I recognize Kamal Namajiani because it was just him. I was like, oh, this Kamal. I didn't recognize. I thought there was just an original main character until I found out later that it's actually Tati Gabriel, who I'm a fan of, and I was like, she's unrecognizable in this role. Why did they do that to her? So for reference, this is her in the game in the trailer, and this is her in IRL. So very very different interpretations.
I'm sure there's going to be something in the game that explains why she looks that way, because she had some like tattoos on her that kind of looks almost like Auschwitz-y, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it looks like she has some tattoos, like she was a prisoner or something like that.
So from what we know of the game, because they did give some details afterwards, she's a bounty hunter, and she obviously has a sword and is going to fight monster robots or whatever. But if you're hoping for like a space adventure game, that's not this. She's a bounty hunter, but she somehow ends up stranded on this planet that's famous for people never being able to leave it, and haven't been able to leave it in hundreds of years. So it looks like this entire game is going to take place on this one planet, and she's going to have to find a way to survive it and get off it. That's the whole thing. Yeah, like obviously obviously these weirdos are only want to goon to these. If there's a woman in the game, they'll want them unless she's goon material. I don't care. I don't necessarily care about that, but I do care about aesthetics. I think as everyone does, and I just don't think she looks cool. Like
Yeah.
if you're going for like a retro futuristic anime inspired look, there are obviously way cooler aesthetics you could go for if you're going for that style. Like a great example. Look at Cyberpunk as an example. Edge runners, that whole aesthetic. We'll pull. I could pull that up here as a comparison to some of the cool aesthetics they could have gone for. And yeah, I just wasn't feeling. I thought visually on a technical level, it looked really good, but like stylistically, I thought the anime references were just kind of surface level, and I would have loved if they had added a little more style, a little more flair to it. Yeah, I just wasn't feeling it at all.
This is one of the rare occasions where I don't want to like agree with I don't think it's woke or anything like that.
Yeah,
I understand that there's probably a story behind why she looks the way she looks. I don't know. I I don't feel like I wouldn't do it because number one, it's not like you don't have to she's a very beautiful woman, obviously,
yeah,
on her own right. And I kind of would have had I feel like they're almost doing a disservice to her. And I
yeah,
keep seeing people compare like all the different people Ripley when she
yeah,
shaved her head, and GI Jane, and other strong women in the past. But that was in the 80s and 90s, and we're a little bit further through now. And I don't know, I don't think that was anybody's ideal look for Demi Moore. You know what I mean?
definitely not.
Right. So I feel like, yeah, sure, it's been done before, but I don't think you're doing yourself a service at this point. I feel like everybody kind of understands the way that people are going to react. And I'm not saying you have to make her look smoking hot or anything. I think it's bad to compare it to Stellar Blade. They're
Yeah,
not the same type of game. Um and Stellar Blade didn't particularly sell too well, so maybe that's the wrong example.
yeah,
But I just feel like it's doing a disservice to your game though to do that. I do feel like there are studios that have some agenda that are trying to push that, and it always seems to backfire. And it does feel like gamers, and I'm not saying they're right for it, but they have you have less of a leash now, you know?
yeah. I
You
think
don't
you're right, and it's especially Druckmann in particular. Like, don't underestimate how much goodwill you can burn through.
right.
Druckmann burned through a ton of goodwill with The Last of Us Part Two. Like both sides of the political, like people, like obviously, the people on the right, didn't like all the LGBT stuff in The Last of Us Part Two. People on the left didn't like the Israel Palestine messaging that he threw in there, and just general fans of the series didn't like the story, like me, or how they did Joel. So there was anticipation for Naughty Dog's next game, but there was definitely a okay, you're gonna have to show us something. And it didn't really I don't think they blew us away with that trailer. Obviously there wasn't any compelling gameplay. They cut it off right before we got to the actual fighting. It was all this build up, just
And
that's it.
maybe I in the moment, I was caught in the moment when I watched that trailer. And I muted everybody because I had a bunch of people come on and chat during the thing with me and everything. And um I muted everybody because I just wanted to experience it myself. And I thought in the moment I came out of it hyped. Like I was like, okay, this looks really cool. I wasn't like overthinking anything, and I didn't even actually consider that people might get upset about the way she looked. I honestly didn't even think about it. Maybe I'm just like
Yeah.
conditioned to
Yeah.
it at this point. And I don't want to like reward anybody who's like, oh, woke. I don't think it's woke or anything. I think that's a style that they wanted to go with. Now, I don't know if it was the right choice. We won't know until we get to see it. Maybe her hair grows back out. I don't know. I do feel like it probably would have been better just to look like her natural self. I don't
Yeah.
know what the
Or
shaving her head is all about, but
or add some like cool cyber aesthetic, like she's a futuristic bounty hunter. Like this is the far future, and like she's fighting like these crazy monsters. You know, she got like they could have had some cyber enhancement. There's really cool stuff they could have done, and it just felt like it just felt so like underwhelming just to seeing it. Honestly, the best thing about the trailer, apart from just the quality, I remember walking away from it thinking that the only thing that made me legitimately excited about it was Trent Reznor on the soundtrack.
well, you know what's interesting is apparently the game is in 1986. It's like an alternate reality
Yeah,
1986 where they had space travel, you know? I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, we see the Porsche like space
we
cruiser. I was like, oh,
we saw a lot of product placement, and
and
pretty.
and I've said all along, I am all for that.
Yeah, what they had they
Get
had
paid other ways.
get paid, help offset those development costs. Like they put it right there, like poor for which is also very 80s, poor she had to close up with the Reebok shoes. you know.
Yeah, and like I'm all for stuff like that. Like honestly, like I feel like Grand Theft Auto should have Shell stations, you know? You should go to Foot Locker or wherever.
Very Blade Runner. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that game surprisingly because like I'm not a big Naughty Dog fan. I thought Uncharted was very overrated. I feel like I've never liked shooting a gun in any of their games that they've played. I thought The Last of Us, I thought it was gonna be a great game. I bought it day one, bought the collector's edition, and just did not enjoy it, you know.
I thought it was a great game. The only thing only really thing I'm concerned about for this game, apart from the absolute dog shit title, is the story. I definitely have less faith in Druckmann after Amy Hennig's gone, and after what we got in The Last of Us Part Two. On a gameplay level, I do enjoy it. Like I love The Last of Us Part One. The main reason I finished The Last of Us Part Two was the gameplay, that the individuals, that element. I thought it was very great. It's the only thing that kept me going through what I thought was a pretty bad story. So I think, especially with them getting a little freaky, little different with what they normally do, less grounded, I think the gameplay might be really, really good. And I'm hoping they have some really cool cosmetics to kind of offset the kind of just non-interesting look of the main character. But yeah, there's definitely an uphill battle here now, because a lot of people are not, outside even just the culture, was a lot of people got kind of just walked away like underwhelmed by this trailer, and they could be wrong. Like there are a lot of people who gave them pushback on The Last of Us Part One. They said, "Oh, you do Uncharted, do another Uncharted. What's this?" And then The Last of Us Part One proved to be a masterpiece and spawned a whole franchise. And now they're going in another different direction. Like, oh, trust us, we're going here now. So maybe it'll be a masterpiece. Maybe it'll be mid.
It is a little disappointing to hear that she's a space bounty hunter and we're gonna be stuck on one planet, because like it does feel like when you see that and everything, you're like, oh man, that's gonna be kind of cool going
Yeah.
place to place. Like say what you want about Starfield, but like there was a feeling of being able to go to different places and different locations and fly and have your ship that you can walk around in and do all these things, and that was really cool, you know?
That was actually the best part of Outlaws. I thought Star Wars Outlaws really picked up
Yeah,
after the second planet. Once you finish all the stuff there, you're able to freely travel around. I thought that's when the game really picked
agreed.
up. Not just the story, but just the gameplay experience itself was fun because they did such a great job designing all these planets and how they all feel lived in, and they're very distinct and everything. I was like, okay, a Naughty Dog game where we're exploring several different planets as a bounty hunter. I can get bound that. That sounds awesome. And then I found out, oh, you're stranded on one. Like that's kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like now, because now it just sounds like Returnal.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's obviously I don't think we're that close to it, but maybe we are.
They've been working on it in secret since 2020, and I would venture this is like maybe a 2026 game. So.
I'm very interested. I'm obviously gonna get it, so I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
There were a lot of good games announced, though. I thought
There were so many. Yeah, I think I think in general, there's now like a vocal minority of gamers who are going to hate every game award no matter what. I've seen I saw some comments saying this is like the worst one ever when last year they said that was the worst one ever. And I'm like, and then I'm looking at the general comments, seeing how most of the people reacted. Like you can usually tell how much people enjoy the show by what the comments look like under Jeff Keighley's tweet about it, and it was like overwhelming positive. And I was like, yeah, because it was a great show. Like it may not have had everything people wanted, but the journalist insiders were right to type it up because it objectively was probably the biggest show they've ever had in terms of the scale of the reveals. I thought it was well done overall. I thought it was just a well put together show. The whole bit was Capcom surprisingly stole the show, but like I made a tweet about this. If you told people that, hey, we're going to have a Game Awards, you're going to have The Witcher 4, you're going to have a new Naughty Dog game, you're going to have a new Elden Ring game, you're going to have the return.
Borderlands 4.
You're going to have Borderlands 4, a new Mafia game, the return of Okami, Onimusha, and Virtua Fighter. They would have told me put down the copium. Like,
Right.
that's never happening.
Yeah. I thought Borderlands 4 looked great. I'm really excited for that. The bounty hunters looked a little interesting, but we'll see. I'm a total Borderlands nerd. Freaking love that game. Love that franchise. Easily. I basically put Borderlands, kind of like lump them all together, and like it's one of my top 3 favorite games of all time. Like Knights of the Old Republic, Borderlands, Battlefield, and then Ghost of Tsushima. That's like my top 4. You know,
pretty solid top 4.
and I'm so excited for this one. I cannot wait. I thought it looked fantastic. It looked like there's gonna be some really cool stuff. You know, the Next Makers section is not very active anymore, but the Borderlands section was very active with all their big creators, and it's interesting seeing a lot of their big creators, people that I've watched, a lot of, talk about it, and I'm very, very excited. Mafia looks phenomenal. Like
look,
I thought that looked really cool.
That untitled martial arts game, that untitled game where it looks it looked like Sleeping Dogs. That look.
Oh yeah, like the Japan 1920s era game.
Yeah,
that looked pretty cool.
That looked great. New game from the creator of Shadow Colossus. That's I wanted to see more out of that trailer, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to.
You know what surprisingly might have been my favorite trailer of the whole show? The Outer Worlds 2.
That was your favorite?
Did you play the first game?
No.
Dude, it's so good. It's Obsidian, and like they've had a good run. They did that Grounded. They've got Vowed coming up. They did Fallout New Vegas, which honestly might be my favorite Fallout. They also did Knights of the Old Republic 2, I believe. So like this is a studio that I obviously love, but like the Outer Worlds, that game was like so good. It was like space Fallout the way before Starfield, you know? And
Skill Up is always talking about that game.
Yeah, you gotta play it, man. I think it's about a 30-hour game.
I'll probably grab it. Might as well. I'm building up my collection.
It's weird. When I signed with my my YouTube partner, one of the things they were always talking about was getting me on Roku and getting me on like Amazon, their games thing. And I think the only game that I have on Amazon is The Outer Worlds, like my full walkthrough of it. So it's kind of wild.
Going to have. I think my favorite trailer of the night was Amir. that was I think on our ugly. I think that ended up being my favorite. I thought it was just really cool. Like it was unexpected. Because usually they have like a token. Oh, we're trying to give back, show that we care, type of segment. And earlier they had one about this like super environmentalist who did
the guy of the year kind of thing.
Yeah.
There are people pushing back against him though. Like apparently he's not all he was like cracked up to be. I don't know. Like, but I felt like I was reading some of the takes that people had on him when they started like digging into him more. And apparently he does work in the industry and he's part of like the corporate world. And they're like, I don't know. I the way they presented him was fine, but it felt like it was the people that will never give Jeff the benefit of the doubt, and like anything that he does is never good enough.
I assumed he wasn't unemployed. Like he literally said it in there that he works in the industry. He was trying to help. He was trying to find a way to help out his people, his peers, people that are also in industry. So he made this he does this free service where he helps place people, and apparently he got 3,000 people who had been laid off in the industry employed. Like I thought that was awesome. I think unless someone's like has evidence that he didn't get people those jobs, or he's doing something else. Like if that's not what you're bringing, then if you're pushing back on this, you're fucking weird. Like I'm sorry.
It is. Yeah, I was gonna say it is kind of interesting to see people like feel like it was a feel good story and you couldn't just let them have it. But I just also feel like it's the same people that like just are gonna hate anything Jeff does no matter what.
Oh,
like, 100%. Jeff's finally like paying attention to all the job loss, and this is a typical Jeff pick. This guy is part of the corporate world, and he's part of the reason people are losing jobs, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh wow, what fucking corner of the internet did I accidentally stumble into? Get me out of here.
Yeah, absolute weirdos. Like Jeff obviously always mentions something about it, but what do you think Jeff Keighley can do to stop? Like he relies on.
They accuse him of like sucking up to all the corporate, like so we can get his sponsors and everything. But it's like,
I mean, that's how you. I mean,
the world.
Being friendly with corporations is how he's able to do these shows and do these showcases where he shows off indie games and he shows off people call attention to people like Amir. The people complaining are miserable losers who aren't doing anything with their life. All they do is complain on Twitter. They have not actually contributed anything. They think their activism is just complaining on the internet or sending a retweet. At least people like Amir are actually doing something. Like Jeff Keighley does not have the power to stop Ubisoft from laying people off.
And for better or worse, like this shit costs money, man.
Yeah.
Like everybody, like I was starting to see people complain about the ads and everything. And it's like, guys, like this show doesn't like produce itself,
Yeah.
Like
it costs millions of dollars.
It doesn't, Snoop Dogg didn't just show up because he likes video games,
Neither did Harrison Ford.
Right. Exactly.
or 21 Pilots.
Yeah. So like you have to understand, like they gotta pay for this shit, man. That theater, I've not been to that theater, but I've been outside of it. That's literally across from the Staples Center. Like
So
you
yeah,
walk into Kobe statues, you know?
and it's in California, so it's even more expensive. So that
Right.
we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars at bare minimum just to rent that place.
I just feel like people like, and I even saw some people complaining on Twitter that were there, like that some of the ushers were like, all right, when this happens, you have to give a standing ovation and stuff like that. It's like they're trying to put on a good show. All right.
Yeah.
You're part of the crowd. Like, you know, I get it. Is it cheesy? Sure. But like they
Little,
want
I
the
mean,
show to look good.
yeah, of course, little cringe though. Like I saw a lot of
Sure.
I saw a lot of Pierce was saying like in her section, like she was with like not just like regular, like she was with like some like famous people in that section, and she said there was someone like yelling at them, "Standing ovation for Snoop! Standing ovation! Standing ovation!" I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's a little cringe. Like why are you yelling at at Kojima and Alana Pierce to fucking give a standing ovation?
Yeah. No, and I get it. I understand, but like at the same time, it's like it is a show. They're trying to put on a good show.
Yeah.
They're trying to like make it interesting. They're trying to make it look good. You know, so it's just one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, I would obviously, if if I was in the audience, I'm clapping for Snoop. I don't know if I'm giving a standing ovation, but at not at least not until he starts singing Gin and Juice, but but, but just for the adventure of Snoop, like yeah, if I'm sitting down, I'm chilling, and some dweeb comes up and tells me yells at me to give it a standing ovation, I'm like, bitch.
Yeah, I get that sentiment too, but like, I don't know. I just feel like everybody wants to bitch about everything, you know.
Oh, whatever.
And it's like never, nothing is ever good enough.
At all. Like saying this was like one of the worst shows ever is insane. Like it's the same people, the type of people like they go to these shows and they only care about one thing, and if the one game that they care about isn't there, then they dismiss everything because they don't they don't really play games. They're not really a part of it. It's like I just want my one game. I want GTA, damn it, and or whatever, and they just if it's not there, they think the whole thing is bad. Like it's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just wish people could just relax.
Yeah,
And just like,
I appreciate.
not everything's going to be for you. There were games there that were just not for me, and it was very clear. I just tuned out completely.
Like the cat, like the AI cat game. That's not
yeah,
good.
yeah. Like I mean, in all the freaking Genshin Impact wannabes, like all right, we get it. I'm out.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Hoyoverse type stuff, but when I see like a cozy game, I immediately check out. Like I was like
Travis too, apparently.
Yeah, yeah. Not for me. I thought the Post Malone thing was interesting.
Yeah.
The really cool thing, the Laura Bailey and Aaron game.
Oh, Aaron Paul.
The Dispatch, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this superhero strategy game where you're working at a superhero dispatch and you have to place heroes at the right crimes, and it's like it looked partially like a Telltale game as well.
I think that's exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah, like a Telltale game, but it's like a really high quality show mixed in it's like a really high production value interactive superhero show. Like it was definitely given a lot of Invincible. I was just watching. I was like, wow, I would 100. I don't know if I'd play this game because I don't have Steam, but I would 100% watch this show. and I hope it turned into it. I thought it looked really fun.
I think it's a mistake doing games PC only. Like I don't know, just get it on the consoles.
Yeah, I mean it could be a money thing. Like I know there's definitely like a lot of red tape and technical stuff that goes into console ports of games. So I do understand why we see a lot of games on Steam because it's it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier and cheaper to put your game on Steam rather than make a port and get it into PlayStation, Xbox. So I understand why people are more, especially if you're like a smaller studio, you're putting together like an indie game, you don't have the resources to get this on PlayStation. Maybe if Xbox is interested, they'll hook you up, put you on Game Pass. But in general, yeah, it's much easier, especially if you're not doing anything like a big scale. Like if you're doing a 2D Metroidvania or something, you really need to be on console. So I kind of get that. But if you're looking for something a little more ambitious, then yeah, maybe you can. If your game's successful enough, you can work something out with Sony. So I'm generally fine with that.
With Sony.
Yeah, I mean, Sony's always looking to acquire, looking to snag up some more exclusives. You know, Sony. They're also trying to break back into the handheld market. They're making a Switch 2 competitor, from what I'm hearing.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, at least they cleared one obstacle. They unlike their last handheld, this one you can actually play your PS5 games away from your PS5 console. Yeah. so that's a change.
Well, you know what? This is an Xbox.
this is an Xbox. Right here.
Probably. Using that Wave Neo, huh?
I like it. It's sleek. It's the stand it comes with actually is nice. I don't need a boom arm. It's very cool. Shout out to Elgato #spawn because they technically did send me this for free, so I have to. This one, all my other Elgato stuff I bought myself. This one they sent me for free. I got to throw that one in there.
It fell off my stand, but I have it as well. Actually, they sent us the sickest Christmas gift this year. Ooh. They send us a gift every year. This year, they sent us a Lego Elgato Stream Deck.
Wow,
I haven't put it together yet, but
that's quite a disc.
Yeah,
that's quite a gift.
Not only that, but I was looking at the box because I got it probably 2 weeks ago, and we weren't allowed to open it until the 9th. We weren't supposed to open it or show anything until the 9th. But when I was looking at the back, it showed build and design by Brick and Nick, and he actually won Lego Masters. Mm-hmm. And I met him randomly at the Lego 2K Drive event I went to in New York. I was just sitting at the bar because there's nothing to do when we got there, and he just happened to be sitting next to me, and he kept asking the bartender, hey, because Lego Masters was on the TV. He's like, hey, do you have any other seasons we can watch? He goes, no, it's just whatever's on. He goes, oh, I was hoping to watch season 1. I'm like, oh. And we just started talking. He goes, yeah, I was on season 1. I was the winner. So
he just wanted to show off.
Yeah, basically. But he was super cool, super cool dude. Him and his partner Stacy were there, and their build was actually there too. What they actually built on the show that won the whole thing was actually featured in the Lego store at Legoland, New York. So I got a picture with them with it. So it's pretty sick, I thought.
Nice.
And then my wife and I watched that whole show, and they were close to getting eliminated a few times. Then they pulled it out at the end. So it was pretty cool. But anyway, that was the cool gift they sent me.
Yep. JayShockblast. No bags of money. Just a nice. What is it? How much is Steam Deck? Like $1,000?
Steam Deck? Stream Deck? They're like 150.
Oh, they're that cheap?
Yeah. It's just the one you press the buttons.
Oh yeah.
You don't have a Stream Deck?
No, of course not.
Oh, that's crazy. I thought you did from whenever you hit your soundboard and stuff. I wish. The only extra one I have right now is the Starfield one, which I've literally never opened. So obviously I'm not going to send you this one, but I wish I had an extra one that I could just send you.
Yeah, I don't use a soundboard on stream, and the one I use for this one is just built into.
The enemies call me Namor.
into the UI.
So here's what I do. So the lights back there There's 3 different lights. So like I would have to turn them all on individually, and then I have 2 of the stream lights, one on each side. But like, and I have it so that if I want, I can just press this and turn one off, or this and turn the other off, or I have one button that I programmed to turn everything off, and then I give it a second, I press it again, and it turns everything back on. And then I have like other switches where like if I want to take a screenshot in OBS, I can just press the button. And like all sorts of like I have the oh, I can show you.
That part sounds convenient.
Yeah, like see, like this is what I do. I just press lights and then that button and it turns everything off. And then that button and it turns it all back on. And then I can go up, and then like right here I can go into OBS and I can face cam on and off, screenshot, turn my webcam on and off, record, alert box on and off. So like whenever I want to do stuff.
So
and
it's
then
so it's convenient and a good price.
Yeah, I think they're on sale right now too. So sponsored by
Elgato. I swear Elgato did not pay us for this.
They paid me.
They paid him.
I am absolutely a shill for Elgato. The money literally just hit my account Friday. So for this quarter anyway.
Is it actually?
It may be my last money, but you know. It's re-signing time of year, and I always feel like this is my last year. Because like there are always budget cuts, and I don't know.
No, they love you, Jay. They never cut you.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I don't have a fancy setup like that. The fanciest thing I have is my 2019 Mac and my PlayStation 5 Pro.
Well, if I can get my hands on another one, I'll make sure we get it out to you. I'm sure I have a way that I can get one.
I mean, you're a JayShockblast, I'm sure.
Because they're super cool. Like they're like, honestly, I don't use it to anywhere near its capability, but like you can program buttons to open all your different programs. There are people that use this thing just in Photoshop. Yeah, so it's a cool little device.
I gotta start shilling a little more. Like I gotta show off some of this stuff they sent me. so I can start getting a quarterly check. I can use it. So Game Awards was pretty. I thought it was good, but there was a lot that obviously some people were expecting that wasn't there. Notable outside of Dispatch, lack of superhero games again. A lot of people were looking for Marvel's Wolverine because there was a lot of rumors, some stuff from some reliable leakers. We might get something soon. We didn't end up getting anything during the anniversary of PlayStation on the 30th, outside of this temporary cool startup. We didn't get a state of play or a showcase yet, and at the Game Awards, no Insomniac. Instead, they had Naughty Dog there in their place. So do we think Sony is going to have anything for Wolverine at the end of the year or by the end of this year? You know, I remember I think it was 2022. They didn't have a PlayStation showcase that year, but they ended or presence at the Game Awards, but they did end up having like a blog where they promoted Spider-Man 2 and told everyone it's releasing in, like they said, fall 2023. So you think maybe we'll get a Wolverine update this year, or do you think this is like a longer term thing we're looking at potentially here?
I mean, there's only 16 days left in the year, and I feel like most of these studios are about to shut down for the year because they usually go on a nice like 3-week holiday at some point.
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't care. Like it's fine. I'm mostly checked out at this point for the year. Like I'm just playing, like I'm just doing whatever I can. I've actually had a decent month so far. Like some of my videos are doing a little bit better than they have, and that's nice. You know, but I'm just kind of like, I don't really think it matters at this point. Like I think I can't imagine them investing any more time into this year. So I think we just start the new year fresh, and that's when we maybe see it. But like, I have seen people say that this is actually kind of like the way they operate. Like they'll announce something at these award shows, and then you don't see it again. And then they just handle it themselves. Like this is the big reveal, and then moving forward, Intergalactic will, like, maybe you'll see something little at the Game Awards when it's about to come out, but otherwise you're just gonna, like, they're gonna handle their own stuff. You know what I mean?
Definitely. That's definitely a Sony staple. Like, yeah, like we saw that for Spider-Man 2. They announced it for the first time at a PlayStation showcase. They did a follow-up promotion in the PlayStation blog. They did some PlayStation advertisements. Then they had the first gameplay reveal at the PlayStation showcase. Then they went to Jeff Keighley for Summer Game Fest just to show off some concept art, reveal that Venom is not Eddie Brock, and promote
and show off the 19 inches of Venom.
19 inches of Venom, and announce when the game is going on pre-orders. And then they did have that appearance at Comic-Con, but mostly it was just like state of play, PlayStation blog, stuff like that. Yeah, that's typically a thing.
I feel like we're not going to see anything about Wolverine until they're ready to say coming X date, know? And until that's going to happen, and I don't think they're going to do that until like 3 to 4 months out, Like, I think you're not going to hear anything from them again about Wolverine until they're ready to start the hype machine. And once they start the hype machine, it's not going to stop, when they're ready to go into full promotion mode, start promotion, that's when you're going to hear about Wolverine, because there's no reason to do anything until then. It changes nothing. The only thing it does is it satiates people that are just, many of which are under the worst behavior of just begging for it constantly, like, and I don't think they really have to do that at this point.
I think it depends on their internal release time. Like if they're intending to push it out in late 2025, I think they definitely have to show something soon. But if we're talking about if their internal timeline is looking more like mid to late 2026, then yeah, they can kind of just take their sweet time.
I'm gonna say the same thing I said about Spider-Man 2. They could stealth drop it tomorrow, and it would be the biggest selling game of this year, with 16 days to go. No, 15 by tomorrow.
Well, firstly for Spider-Man 2, it couldn't beat the power of Zelda, Call of Duty, or Hogwarts.
But you know what I mean.
But,
I know. Actually, I think what I was saying, it would be like the biggest superhero selling game of all time, basically. It's like they're not worried about Wolverine. Like when they announce it, they could just drop it the next day, and it'll sell like
yeah, 100%. There's no doubt that Wolverine is going to sell a ton. Like
it's one of those. It's just one of those games where, like, I feel like the problem for people is like is just they just can't like shut up about like, oh, I need to see something now. I need to see every step. Did you take a poop today? I want to know about it. Like it's just like people feel like they need to be updated like every time the littlest thing happens.
I think what issue with Wolverine is that we've kind of seen too much. I mean, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Like that's not their fault, and they didn't want that.
Yeah. So I think more so people are just kind of. I think a lot of people are definitely just kind of worried. There obviously some people saw stuff they didn't like, but in general, they're just kind of worried about the status. Like, how much is this going to push the game back? Is how badly did it affect it? And that sort of thing.
As a stubborn old man, I understand the feeling of not wanting people to force your hand and make you say or do something you don't want to do. You know what I mean?
Very stubborn old man.
Yes, I am. I the other day somebody was like, I had like a joke tweet with Hyruler. Okay, he tweeted something about Jeff, like killing Jeff in Marvel Rivals, and I quote tweeted it saying that he was a bad person and Canadian. and someone took it like a little too seriously and started like policing my tweet. And that is never what you should do with me, because I am going to aggressively like push back, because you're not going to tell me how to like talk or tweet or have fun with my friends, you know? And so I very aggressively pushed back, to which I was called rude. And I don't care if you think I'm rude, you're not going to tell me what to say. Like, you're just not going to do it. I
Yeah.
don't know who you are. I don't care who you are. I don't care why you follow me. Like, I'm making a joke with my friend, and if you don't understand that, I don't care, you know? And but like that mentality, I understand people that like, especially these studios that are like, no, we're going to do this on our schedule when we want to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that artist in them, you know, like this is, we are choosing when to do this. Okay. You can't force our hand. And I mean, I understand from a fan perspective wanting and like, you know, all that, but like at the same time, like there's so many other things going on. Why do you need to know about Wolverine every day? Like,
Yeah, yeah. My perspective is obviously I'm looking forward to whatever they show, but in terms of when it's coming, I think they should just take their sweet time.
yeah,
I love to have Wolverine content to cover,
yeah,
but more importantly, I don't want it to be another Spider-Man 2 situation where they feel like they have to damp harm the integrity of the game in order to get it out on time.
right.
I think that should be avoided at no matter what. Like Sony should give them more space, and they need to do whatever they need to do to make sure that they're working on it. They're not overextending themselves. They're working efficiently, and not trying to crunch or work against a deadline. Like I think Insomniac has built up enough credit where it's like kind of let them cook, let them have time to do what they do, and they'll give you some heat. I don't want them to be like, oh well, we have to cut this because we're not going to like. I don't want that to happen again.
I've found that I'm not the best at judging when your sentence is about to end. So like sometimes I go to feature a comment.
Never let them know let them know your next move.
Exactly. Thinking that, oh, he's about to finish, so let's go ahead and do this now. Nope, not close. Anyway, to what Billy's saying, like, you want a release date. I get that. We all would like to know when, but then, you know, what happens is something happens, something comes up. They're not as ready as they thought they were. Now they have to push it back, and people are like, oh, why give a release date if you're not even going to be able to hit it?
Exactly. You almost as a game studio, never like I don't want to release it. Like that's why they'll give windows. They'll give a year. They'll give a release year because you don't want to you have to think about it from like their perspective, because I think theirs is much more valid. Like the fans' perspective is just, oh, I just want to know, but from their perspective, you don't want to give a hard date unless you are 150% confident that you're going to hit that date, because you don't want to be in a situation where you have to push it. Whereas if you only told people, if you tell people, hey, this is releasing March 3rd, 2025, and then something happens and you have to delay it, well, you don't want to have to say, oh, I'm sorry, this is delayed, because that's going to be a whole news cycle. But if you instead said 2025, well, it doesn't matter if internally you were targeting March and can't hit it, because all people know is that you said 2025, so it could be anytime in 2025.
Yeah, my favorite thing with Lego Star Wars, they never had like a real release date, and like people would keep saying, "Oh, it's delayed," and it's like, well, you can't delay something that doesn't have a release date.
Exactly.
So, and I think that's why we haven't gotten any kind of an announcement for Lego game, because like their fans are just as bad as every other, you know, like, you know, they want little details. So I feel like they've been very quiet about things. And I feel like the same thing. I was hoping we would see something at the Game Awards for it, but you know, I feel like they're just not going to announce anything until they're about 90 days out. I feel like that's I feel like that's all they need though for a PR cycle. You don't need like
90 days. The Insomniac trend is usually like a year out.
Yeah, but like I don't think you need a year anymore. I feel like everybody's more dialed in, and I think you could just go a little bit more aggressively. Maybe 90 to 120 days, so 3 or 4 months. I think that's all you really need in the grand scheme of things for most games, okay? Like obviously is it nice to have, longer run-ins and everything? Sure, but like uh I don't think an established studio like TT Games with their Lego games needs that. I think they just need a good 4-month window. And no, okay. I have a lot of firsthand knowledge about this. So that James Bond stuff was going to be for Lego Dimensions. That was going to be the next year of Lego Dimensions that got canceled. And I actually had that video like a couple days before somebody else like put it out, and I put it on my Discord, and then deleted it. But I did not want that smoke. Like I have a good relationship with WB, and I knew they would not. I actually have 2 other videos still on my phone that no one has posted about stuff that was going to be in Lego Dimensions, and I will never post. Oh, I do still have it. All right, I'm gonna turn it down. Look at this. You can see this video right here. That's the most I'm going to show. But there's 2 videos like that of showing features that were going to be in Lego Dimensions. There was a leaked trailer, and I had it. I think I still have it on my phone. But like I wasn't gonna post it. And the only reason I even showed anything there is because you can literally not. Yeah, here it is right here. Look. You can't really see what's going on.
You cannot.
But
I can see it very loud. See it very clearly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So like I had it, but I wasn't about to like do anything with it,
Smart man.
Yeah, because like I don't want to be the one getting in trouble. I have a great relationship with them, and it's not worth it. Like I'm not Jeff Grubb, okay? I can't recover. I can't recover from that, okay? Yeah. So someone hacked my phone right now. Yeah.
I just downloaded the Outer Worlds. It was free on PlayStation Plus.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I can't wait to hear
the Spacer's Choice Edition.
Nice. It's a. Have you played the Fallout games?
I played Fallout 4 and I did not like it.
Okay. It's a little less. It is as serious, but it's also a little less serious. I think New Vegas I felt like was a little more fun. I think Obsidian. I think this game has a lot of fun stuff to it, but it's very Fallout-ish. But it's in space and it's fun. So
I like space. I like the main thing I didn't like about Fallout 4 was mainly the combat and it just felt really janky. I just like I couldn't down with it. I did enjoy the story and the interactions and stuff.
Yeah. I have been doing a very good job of making it through whole shows lately, but I'm not now. So
old man.
My union mandated piss break. Here we go. I'll be right back.
That's propaganda. We do not support unions on the show. All right. So while Jay's peeing, we'll talk to the chat. All your focus is on Rivals, your new addiction. True. I have been playing Rivals every day. Haven't streamed it lately. I'm looking forward to that. I actually just dropped a guide that I've been working on for Marvel Rivals. Definitely check that out on the channel. Basically, I made a video breaking down 5 characters that I thought were pretty OP that people haven't gotten hip to them quite yet. So definitely check that out if you want to get a leg up on your competition. But I've been playing a lot. I hit gold off stream. I was playing just solo ranked, and I hit gold the other day. I definitely gotta do a stream soon. I just want to kind of get back into that flow now that I did my long form video, I got the news out the way. I want to kind of get back to streaming now that I'm gold. I'm trying to see if I can make that push to platinum or one above all, or whatever. But now I can play with Greek and everyone again since I'm at a higher rank. You're scared to touch rank. I think in the case of Marvel Rivals, I think it's worth playing ranked, because the problem with doing quick play is that what a game like Marvel Rivals, in my experience, it's more frustrating playing with bad players than it is playing against like just a tough match. And I feel like the most frustrating things that come with playing Marvel Rivals typically come from just playing with like newer players or players that aren't really that aren't really skilled, or who are selfish. Like a lot of people complain about, oh, no one ever wants to pick healer. We're always getting games where it's like one healer or no healers or 5 DPS, and that doesn't really happen in rank. As you get higher up in rank, that's a lot rarer, because people, you still get dumb stuff, you'll still get bad players, but in my experience in ranked, especially if you're playing with a team, even in solo queue, you run into kind of less of the stupid basic stuff. Like, people, at least for the most part in rank, understand that, hey, we're trying to win. We need like a competitive team composition. So people are more willing to like say, oh, all right, I'll run strategist this round. It doesn't matter. I just want to. We gotta win. Whereas with quick play, you'll just have people who have no idea what they're doing. Everyone will just go 5 DPS and just run out. They just run out there. I would say, if you're actually serious about winning, to try ranked.
All right, I'm back.
Well, we were just talking about your favorite game, Marvel Rivals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How much rank have you played, Jay?
None. I would like to, but like the only time I've seen anybody that's online playing ranked, it was High Roller and Lejeune, and they're on PC.
Yeah, I play. So I solo. So I just because I usually play with Greek, but he's platinum already.
Oh Jesus.
And I couldn't play with him because I was only like, I think I was silver rank 2. So in order to play with Greek, I had to hit gold. So I just did it that night. I just begged it out a couple hours. Greek was actually spectating while I was doing that. I think it took like 4 hours. He was spectating my grind to gold. It was pretty. It was pretty fun. The last match was intense, but I ended up clutching it with Moon Knight, who is absolutely disgusting character.
Honestly, most of my gameplay lately has been versus the AI, because you can do your challenges there, and it's just easy. I've been like testing out other characters that way, because it's like, not like, if I lose that, I don't really give a shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, they don't. They count if you do the practice AI.
Yeah, all your challenges count in there. It doesn't count anything towards like your whatever it is, how you can level your character to agent and stuff like that, but you can do all your challenges there.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what I've been doing, so that I can get like 20 kills with so and so on such and such map and stuff like that.
Yeah, I usually do that in quick play. I just bang it out.
Yeah, but I was just trying to like learn some characters, and
also do that. Also do that.
Less. Yeah, but it's a little less pressure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's easier because the AI is just so dumb.
Right.
You could kind of like, because it's not like in the practice. It's not quite like in the practice arena. They fight you pretty. They at least attempt it, but at the same time, they're kind of easy to farm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The AI, like the practice versus AI, way harder than I thought it would be. Like on easy mode, like they are actually like very aggressive. So like if your team, and what happens when you go into the practice versus AI, it's basically just 6 DPS. So like nobody cares, but when I need like like I know I can, if I need 50 assists, I could just go play as Jeff in any quick play, whatever. And I did play a few quick play. Oh my god, did you see my idiot Jeff I played with earlier?
Oh no, I gotta check that out.
Oh god, I have to show this.
Pull it up.
I am about to. This is the worst Jeff player of all time.
Actually,
My
I actually had a game earlier today where we had a Jeff. We ended up winning because I carried, but the Jeff on our team had literally 0 healing.
Yeah, there are so many people that play that way. All right, here we go. Watch what happens here. Get ready to see one of the dumbest Jeffs in the history of Marvel Rivals. Ready for this? I got no kills on that. Get ready to see.
He swallowed Wanda while doing your ult.
My ult was literally half a second, like not even. It was literally about to pop. And I was getting at least 3, maybe 4. Okay. Jeff swallows me, only me, and just immediately spits me out. And I got nothing.
What absolute bot. That's worse than a bot. Holy.
And we were at 92% or so at that point. We ended up losing that phase. And if I took out the people that I was going to with that ult, we would have won.
I would have hopped on voice chat.
Yeah. I love Marvel Rivals, but it's the more than any game that I think I can ever remember playing, even more than Call of Duty, it makes me want to be so toxic against my own teammates. Like I cannot believe that happens. Like
I would have got their account banned.
Yeah, I tweeted about it, so I guess that's it. But I was like, how do you do that? And he didn't even swallow anybody on their team.
That's insane. That's an insane play.
And even worse, spit me out immediately. Like, what was the point?
That's definitely up there. I think that is the dumbest play I've seen. But yeah, I've had several games where someone will pick a healer and won't use the heal button.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
The most baffling one I think was Luna, because Luna's attacks they heal and they can heal or hurt depending on who they're hitting. Yeah. So not getting any healing on Luna is almost impossible,
right?
like you literally have to just have never looked into you have to have tried to frontline the entire game and never even looked in your teammates' direction.
And I feel like with most healers, but especially Jeff from experience, if you have more kills than assists, you play the game wrong. And I've had 30. I had a 30 kill, 52 assist match with Jeff once.
Yeah.
It's not hard. If you're spitting on them and they kill them within 5 seconds after, you get an assist. It's super easy.
Yeah. Cloak and Dagger is the one Cloak and Dagger and Mantis are the one strategists that can pack up that can rack up a lot of kills just naturally because of the DPS built into their kit. But yeah, in general, you don't want to be hunting for kills as a healer. You want to be focused mainly on healing.
Yeah, it's wild. It's I don't know. I'm kind of over everybody. There are a couple kits that are maybe a little over. Iron Fist, I think we can all agree is overtuned, and does things that you shouldn't be able to do. But I
actually think he's okay. The way I think they need to buff Wolverine and some other characters a little bit, but after playing against because I ended up playing a bunch of ranks so I could get the gold, and when you're playing with confident with people who actually know what they're doing, and you're and you're not having to deal with everything yourself, or you're constantly not getting healed. Iron Fist can be annoying, but he's kind of easy to deal with, and you don't end up and as you climb up the ranks, you really don't see him as often because there's a lot of counter to dive right now.
Yeah.
Like if you have a Luna and a Mantis who are really good, Iron Fist isn't really a threat because he's going to dive in. Somebody's going to mark him. They're going to start shooting at him. He's going to pop his block to automatically stop it. Okay, then Luna's going to sleep him, and then he's dead.
Yeah, but I meant more like his like being able to chase a flyer across the map, you know, like and how Thor can only like trip over his legs a little bit.
I think that's more of a Thor issue than
sure
than Iron Fist. I think it's
I don't
fine.
think Iron Fist will do that at all.
I think
Like,
it's
honestly.
I think it's fine that he has that mobility. I just think there are other characters in the game who objectively should also have mobility like that. Like Thor obviously should be able to fly. That doesn't make any sense. Namor, he literally has wings on his feet. He's super agile in the comics and in the movie. He should obviously have more mobility options. You know, that doesn't really make any sense. Adam Warlock is almost like a Superman, like, and he has like the worst mobility in the entire game. Like, so there's definitely some tweaks that the devs need to make to some of these characters, particularly when it comes to movement. But yeah, the more I've played against Iron Fist in higher ranks, the more I'm like, he's fine. I just think the other characters need some reworks.
I think I'm mostly just tired of like whenever I make my point about like how bad Thor is like designed, people like just take it as, oh, he's just bad. No, I understand that you can I've had great games with Thor. I've had 30 plus kills games with Thor, MVPs with Thor. I understand how to play him. I just think that it's not Thor. Like, I think they saw some other character in some other game and tried to make Thor like that character. And the reality is the Mjolnir cooldowns on top of the regular cooldowns is stupid. He should be able to throw his hammer whenever he wants, as often as he wants. 100%. Just like how and reload it, just like Magneto does, just like freaking Bruce Banner has a gun. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I think Thor needs more mobility. I think he should have a dedicated free range attack, and I think he needs more damage reduction because he's not actually a Vanguard. He's a duelist with higher than normal health. They're just
and
sliding
baby arms.
Yeah,
like,
they just
hammer.
They just slotted him in as a Vanguard, which is why I make the point that he's bad, like as a Vanguard. But and the people who defend it say actually he's good aren't playing him like a Vanguard. They're playing him like a duelist, and which proves my point. He's not a Vanguard. Like, even though he's categorized that. That's why I say he's bad. Like, if you're a Vanguard, if you're a comp team and you're picking a Vanguard, you're picking Doctor Strange, you're picking Magneto, you're picking Groot, or even Captain America, because they can actually defend themselves in the team. Like Thor is just a duelist. He's not even a dive like Venom. Like Venom can dive it because he could soak up a ton of damage because he has that super armor.
But why would you dive with Thor anyway? Because then you're just not gonna be able to use his only good move, which is needs all three little Mjolnirs.
Yeah.
You know,
which is easy to get back, but like once it runs out, like, oh, he's just dead. Like,
right, exactly. And like, unless you have like Luna, you know, humping your little
like without a pocket healer, Thor is just absolutely unplayable.
and people like pretend because they've had good games with him that like, oh no, he's fine, like he's actually overpowered. I'm like, no, he's not. Because even when you hit like, if he's gonna have such little tiny arms that could barely hit you, like, he should be able to really fucking hit you. Like, it's Mjolnir. Like, I should be able to like just drop Mjolnir on you and you die because you can't touch it, you know, and you're getting smacked with it, and I'm doing like no damage. Like Venom does more damage.
I think what it should do is they should rework it so that he has an ability, like rework his hammer throw ability. Like, they should give him an alt fire on his normal, so instead of melee, he can throw or even do it like Captain America where you melee and then it gives you charges of throw. Like for Cap, you do some melee, you get 4 shield throw charges. at least something like that. And then for his ability, if you throw the hammer and it hits, I think it should I think it should pin whoever it hits. Like, and they use the same thing like when with Wolverine's stop. Like, it should do the impact overwhelm that pins them, and so it could knock a flyer out the air or could knock someone down and do an impact thing. I think that would be a cool thing to add to his kit.
And I feel like his ult should work the same way Wanda's does. Like, you can get shot out of it just the same, and it like does
more damage. You just want more.
No damage.
Yeah. I think his ult definitely could use a damage buff for sure. Probably maybe not as
maybe more like Storm.
Yeah, maybe close to Storm. Like, yeah, just in general, I think it should do. I think it definitely should do more damage. I think it's good for like in terms of the AOE it does. Like, it can get people in the air and on the ground when you crash down. But in general, the damage, I think, it's a little underwhelming.
I just feel like when you crash down, it does like nothing.
It depends. Like it kind of has a smaller than you would expect hitbox, and you have to like be careful with where you crash down on it, and like it's easier to see with Bucky's ultimate, because it has like this big red radius where so you kind of know where you have to hit on, but similar. It's actually is similar to that when it crashes, except Bucky's is much better, because if you take out somebody after you do it, it recharges and then you can just again. That's so good. That's so fun. I clutched a game with Bucky. I gotta post that. I gotta post that clip. I clutched a game with Bucky with doing that. Like, we were doing the Cleansar map, and we were like down to the wire, and I got my ult. I hit someone, weakened them with a shot, leapt up over the obstacle, crashed on them again, got triggered it, started pushing the cart forward. Venom tried to catch me from behind, turned around, jumped over Venom, crashed on him, hit him with a gun uppercut combo again.
I haven't played much Bucky, but he seems pretty good.
He is. Once you get get familiar with Bucky, he's definitely like S tier. Like, he's awesome. He takes some getting used to, because of the way his kit is built. He only gets 3 shots on that gun, but every time you use an ability, it automatically reloads the gun. So you have to like kind of get into a flow where you go boom, 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 ability, boom, 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 ability, boom. So there's never any downtime in between that. But once you get the hang of it, he can just absolutely just win games. he's all.
Yeah, I think Marvel Rivals is probably going to end up being my game of the year. Like, I know it came in late in the year, and maybe it's a recency bias, but like, I really feel like this is going to be a game I play a ton for a long time, even as repetitive as it is.
Yeah, it's definitely the game that hooked me the most this year so far. Like, I'm like thinking back on it, like I still didn't play Black Myth Wukong yet. I'm probably going to stream that soon. I really I really love the Aftershow Bot. I enjoy Space Marine 2. I like Star Wars Outlaws and Dragon Age for what they were, but yeah, for me so far, the game that's really got his hooks in me the most this year has been Rivals.
Yeah, I mean, and I really enjoy Funko Fusion now. Now they've kind of like balanced it out a lot better. Astro Bot, obviously, yeah, Astro Bot's up there too.
Congratulations,
like Astro Bot,
yeah.
Astro Bot is just such a joy to play, and it's weird seeing people like talk about how like, I don't know, like, I don't understand some of the arguments people make about it. Like, it's a really good game. Like, it's a really fun game, and it's a good platformer. Like, it is very well made. It is one of the very few games that incorporates the DualSense properly. It is such a pure joy to play, and I don't understand. Like, I could tell the people that have never played it,
No, 100%. Like, it's like I'm hearing people saying that like it shouldn't be eligible for Game of the Year. It should just be in the Family Game of the Year category.
I mean, every game should be eligible for Game of the Year. Like people could say the same thing about Balatro. I don't really see the appeal to just a roguelike poker game, you know. I haven't played it though, so like,
there you go.
You know, but like
it is a game. It's a game that a lot of people say is unbelievably addictive and fun.
And that's what it's all about, you know. Like
I think the only thing I think shouldn't be eligible for Game of the Year are DLCs and remasters.
I mean, technically, Mortal Kombat 1, you know, by their own standards, should have been eligible for Fighting Game of the Year. They released a big expansion with 6 new characters and a new story, and by Elden Ring standards, it should have been eligible.
Yeah, I mean, it actually was. It just didn't get nominated, but it technically was.
Yeah, I don't think my dog cares about gambling.
I mean, have you tried giving Evie Balatro?
No, I don't think she'd understand.
You never know. She might get hooked.
Listen, she got a sweater the other day and she liked it for a little bit, so that's a big win. Also, she is starting to really enjoy going for rides. Unfortunately, we are doing a very bad job because she likes to like sit on your lap, and that's not really very helpful when we're on a ride. So
no. Yeah, you need someone
not me when I'm driving, like, but when my wife is in the passenger seat, we are fighting her because she's trying to like sit on my wife's lap.
So your wife should be sitting in the back seat.
She does not like that. One of the last times we took Thor to the vet, I had her do that because I was worried.
Right.
Because like 2 of the times Thor collapsed and basically died that way. So I had her sit in the back seat with him, and he got in the front seat, and she was pissed.
love that guy.
So yeah.
Today, I love the backseat. I don't get it. I love sitting in the backseat. I hate
today. I've been doing pretty good. Today I had one of my moments where I was like, "Oh man, he's not here." You know, my brother's in the process of moving out into his own place, and I just happened to like be walking by his room, and I noticed that there's this spot that's all dirty and black in the door arch, and it's because that's the spot that Thor would like smash his face in to push the door in. If my brother had the door shut, and this is there's always the funny thing about Thor, he would take his face, push the door in, stare at my brother, and walk away. Like he just wanted to know that he was there, and he'd be like, "Peace."
just check it.
Yeah,
just check it on you.
So yeah, but his nose smudge marks are all over the front window, and I haven't had the heart to clean them. So yeah, the little things, you know.
Yeah,
because he loved sitting. We actually even put we had a huge ottoman that we put up against the window, and he would just lay there and put his head down on the windowsill and just watch everybody walk by and drive by. And if UPS or the mailman came, he would lose his shit, get off my yard.
I mean, who can't blame him? I mean, don't trust those mail carriers.
It's weird, like, and I heard the psychology behind it. It's because they come, he barks, and they leave. So he thinks, like, when he sees them, that if he barks, like, he's protecting the territory.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the thought process behind it. And yeah, he like it, and he actually would bark at police officers too. I mean, not like the popo.
Definitely my spirit animal.
Yeah, like we would drive by police doing like, you know, directing traffic, and I'd have to put the windows up because we'd just start barking at him.
Yeah, he's probably yelling, "No pork on my fork."
I think he wanted pork. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, I think Thor actually really liked pork.
Just not that pork.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. I feel like I've done pretty good, but like, there's just the Facebook memories come up, and
Yeah,
there's always something in there. Today, actually, like, I don't know if you remember Jigs, but like
yeah.
today is the 6-year anniversary that Jigs came and started living with us. So, yep.
I would have
But
definitely voted. I would definitely voted Thor for best streamer dog.
right, yeah, but like, yeah. So like, here's the
Nice catch.
memory for Jigs when he showed up. So, uh, funny picture of my neighbor Spencer from 8 years ago wearing a Thor T-shirt, the original Thor T-shirt. I won't show his face, but it's a
Protect the
cute
identity.
baby picture.
Oh,
We had those pictures done at one point. So apparently, Craig Sager passed away 8 years ago today.
yeah. Rip, rip, Craig.
Yeah. So anyway, I like Facebook memories. It's kind of like one of those cool things you kind of like get a glimpse back. There was another app that used to do that, but I think it died.
I'm not on Facebook enough to see my memory.
Yeah, I don't Facebook as much as I used to.
Yeah,
Mostly, if I'm on Facebook, it's just bitching about sports
yeah.
with my friends.
I used to be on Facebook all the time, but now
You play
I
Mafia Wars?
I never played Mafia West, but I used to talk so much shit, or in network and everything. Now I go on like occasionally just to check if I get a notification of somebody that I care about's birthday. And by care about, I mean care enough to say happy birthday to. I'll hop on and be like, oh, happy birthday. And if I happen to see a post from someone I know that I like, I'm like, oh, I'll give them a heart.
I one of these days just gonna randomly add Lejeune because, like, for some reason, every other time I log on Facebook, it's recommending him as a friend. And his dad, who I'm assuming it's his dad because they have the same name.
Sure, I'm sure they would both love that. I used to love MySpace. Like, MySpace caused drama, bro. Some people in chat definitely won't remember this, but MySpace used to be basically the only social media app,
Well,
and it was a huge
I'm
deal.
old enough to have had Friendster.
Well, I'm not that. I wasn't that. I wasn't. I'll go that far. My first one was like MySpace was the big one when I was almost graduating high school, and everybody was on MySpace, and they had the whole top 8, like because they
Oh,
had,
yeah.
because instead of just followers you had your friends, but they allowed you to basically which is in hindsight kind of an incredibly toxic thing to do,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
because now like you just have your followers, that's it. But on MySpace, your followers were your friends, could be your friends, and you could rank them in a top 8 based on who's your favorite, and that caused so many problems. People would be so mad if you didn't have them in your top. It could also be a way to just send a message, like if someone slips out of your top 8, yeah,
Right.
like what the hell, what the fuck, bro, why I'm not your top no more. It's like I don't know, man. You gotta lock in. It was a problem. I'm glad we're done with the MySpace there. I mean, like MySpace for the music. It was some good music stuff. That was a really good music app.
Have you seen the picture of, I guess, what's his face on set for Lanterns?
Oh, we got some lantern photos.
It's not like a great one, but
We gotta get Gabe in here. Hold up. Never mind. That's just that's just
no,
Charlotte.
I think that's from like the set though.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Gabe wouldn't want to see this. He wants to see John. That's his guy.
Yeah,
I do like Coach Taylor. Shout out to Coach Taylor.
I still think he's too old.
Love my Friday Night Lights. I forgive it because I love Friday Night Lights, and he's cool. Eastwood was always too old. Was always too old for this shit. I respect it. I really like. I briefly remember AIM. I didn't lock in on AIM too much because I thought it was kind of dumb. Like I like the idea of instant messaging, but all my friends would just use it to like talk to each other when they were in the same room, and it just annoyed the shit out of me.
That was prime internet like starting for me.
Yeah.
Because you would have instant messenger, and then you would have your away message, and your away message was
Yeah.
always important, or song lyrics.
Nothing, either or. What had to be one of those. I didn't like it. I liked it, just to talk to people. I didn't like because they would also have my roommates would also have the notifications on, so I'd be getting I'd be hearing all these dings and shit, and they just be having conversations with each other. I'm like, bros, you're fucking right. You're 2 feet away.
Yeah, but you have to understand though, like, so when AIM was big and AOL and everything, like that, like text messages cost money to send.
A lot of
You
money.
know, so like you didn't send text messages unless it was during certain hours. And same thing with phone calls. You'd be roaming. So like that's what we had. We had instant messenger, and we just sat there and chatted all the time.
Yeah, it came in clutch. Yeah, I was all about. I mainly use AIM and Facebook back in college, but yeah, after that, yeah, social media. I think social media just went all downhill after that. I think Twitter ruined social media.
Yeah, maybe.
Personally.
I do use and maybe this is an older person thing, but like I use Facebook Messenger more than like text messaging.
I do that too.
Yeah, like I use it a lot.
If the only people that text me are like people trying to get me to vote for something, or my dad.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say my mom texts. I use text for my mom. I have one friend who we like for some reason go back and forth between texting and Facebook messaging. I've never used WhatsApp. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel like WhatsApp is for scammers.
yeah,
I had it for like some job stuff a couple of times, and I just never used it. I'm not into WhatsApp. I use Messenger. Messenger to me is easier, it's better. Yeah, and I just have I only use it for like a couple of friends, like me and my one of my best friends. We just send memes and YouTube shorts back and forth to each other on there.
well, it's funny. Like my wife and I will be messaging back and forth, like, and she's just in bed right now, like, and it's just I don't know, better
No,
than yelling.
no, WhatsApp is definitely full of scammers.
No, I think Telegram is too, though. I think
Telegram,
Telegram is more a European thing, though.
Telegram is a scammer app. WhatsApp has a lot of like shady shit on there.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know why. I just always like prefer Facebook Messenger for messaging.
Yeah, I kind of just think it's just better. Like I just like it. It's just convenient because I won't use Facebook, but I feel like the Messenger app is legitimately just really good. Like
Yeah.
I do everything there. I can ease. It's got a really good share feature. Obviously it's convenient. I like the UI. I can throw in GIFs. It's all like I said, money. It's very convenient. I think it's just a good app.
Now I'm looking for you. Oh, I think I found you.
Liars, you'll never find me.
Yeah, but I won't bring it up. Songwriter, producer, rapper, or digital marketer, waffle enthusiast.
Imposter. Yeah, send me a Facebook friend request, Jay.
Oh, it won't let me.
To prove you. Aha.
It like I can message you, but there's no way to add you.
I have. Oh yeah, that's right. I have my account on. I have a secure account.
Yeah, you do.
I have to add you.
Add
I think you're.
me,
I think
loser.
I think you're cool.
I just sent you a Facebook message.
Jesus. This is the most boomer segment we've ever had.
It might be.
On the fucking podcast.
Yeah. No, I typically don't add people. I just let if they want to add me, I'm like, all right, fine, it's cool. But I don't typically like look for people to add because I feel like if they want to see my bullshit,
True.
they'll just choose to like do it, you know? Like I have a cousin who like it's been recommending that I be friends with for like probably like 8 years, and I just won't add him because like I'm like, oh, if he wants to add me, cool, but like I'm not adding him, you know. So
makes sense. I gotta add Lejuna's dad as well, which is make sure we just.
Yeah, then you know what? The next time I log on and it recommends him, I'm just gonna add him.
I wonder. I bet Doom's on there.
Yeah,
Doom,
I don't know.
Doom feels like
I am friends with High and Slipshock, and I don't know if you know Artie from High streams, but those are like I used to be very against people adding me because I was like, oh, that's like my personal thing. But like the few people that have found me that I've known enough, like fan wise,
yeah,
that I've just said, all right, fine, I'll accept them. They've all been really cool about it. So I don't know. If you find me and want to add me, then just play it cool, man. You know?
I think so. Yeah, just be chill.
Yeah, that's what it's, you know, because like I don't really tweet a lot. I don't like really post a lot, and usually if I do, it's pictures of the dogs or bitching about Boston sports. You know, that's about it. That's about what I do. No politics because it's pointless.
I should probably post more because I am the owner of a fan page with like hundreds of thousands of followers on it, but I just never use it.
I have like it's actually called JayShockblast Media, and I find their like business suite to be cumbersome, and I hate it, so I barely use it. It used to be though that like there was integration with Facebook where you could just check a box and it would automatically send your video, but they got rid of that, so that sucked.
Yeah, I stopped using. Yeah, I started. I was using a lot of Facebook for work too because I was working because I was actually working as a digital marketer and news and doing news media stuff as well. But once they changed the algorithm and started messing with stuff to link when you're trying to link out, I was like, all right, well, Facebook is dead. We got to move on to another social media. And then I just ended up using it less and less. And yeah, now I pretty much, even though I hate Twitter, that's kind of the only thing I use other than YouTube. But I don't use Instagram.
I log on to Instagram every once in a while, but I don't use it a lot.
I literally only use Instagram when my friend sends me a funny reel, or my other best friend, he does music, he promotes it on Instagram, so I'll tap in for that. But I don't actually. I started out using it as a Sadot the Gamer Instagram, and I posted a couple of things, and then I just lost interest.
Yeah, because like it got to a certain point where all the social medias decided, fuck all of you. It's fuck the big three. It's just big me. You know what I mean? Like they were like, no, we're not going to play together anymore. I hate you.
And
everybody should stay here.
And everything's just TikTok too. Like everything, like Instagram just turned into TikTok
for now.
For now, yeah. Well, the actual TikTok is about to get sunk. That's why everyone else is just TikTok now.
Yeah, I don't love TikTok, but I also don't agree that like I understand like that they're worried about like the spy aspect and everything, but I don't really think that's a thing. And I kind of don't understand how.
I think it's definitely a thing, but it does set a dangerous precedent.
Yeah.
For being able to tell a company you have to sell. You know.
Well, that's what they're doing to Google Chrome.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I understand, like if the government needs to step in for like monopoly purposes, but for the TikTok thing, I think it's definitely on that borderline where it's like, I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, you have a valid reason to want to, but I don't know. It seems a little sus.
Ooh, I actually feel the same way about this.
I've been seeing it, but every time I'm about to go dive into the story, I end up playing Marvel Rivals instead.
Yeah, there's just all these drones that are like flying around New York and New Jersey,
and
you can see them,
and they're not ours.
And no, and like the government doesn't want to do anything about it. They're like, oh, don't worry about it. Look the other way. It's probably because it's them.
Yeah, it has to be. Like, otherwise, what the fuck is Biden doing?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean,
Well, who the one who, what the fuck is whoever is standing in for Biden because he doesn't know where he is? What the fuck are they doing? like, like, that's not a normal thing. Like, if it's probably some, if it's U.S., then they're probably doing some kind of questionable surveillance or something, so yeah, then it's probably fine. But if it's foreign, then yeah, that's definitely an issue.
Yeah. Well, there were rumors there are like subs out there that are like operating them.
They want in Australia, they want like any child or teenager under 16 have any social media.
Oh, I heard that. That's crazy.
I mean, honestly, based.
I'm not gonna lie though, like I can't imagine what life would be like. Like I hear about it from my wife because she's a high school math teacher, so she has to hear about all the drama
Of course.
about that stuff. But like, I don't know, man. I can't even like. We barely had like cell phones when I was in high school,
Oh yeah.
So like it was just different. I can't even imagine what it would have been like if we had to
Oh
deal
yeah.
with all that stuff.
Oh yeah, completely. Yeah, I completely missed the smartphone era in school. Like we did not have any of that. By the time we even had like real social media like Facebook, I was in college, and it didn't fucking matter because it was college. Like you didn't matter. Like it had no impact. Like
yeah, like I didn't even have AOL in high school. We didn't even have AOL yet. I mean, it was out, but I didn't have it.
Yeah. Being in like high school went with like TikTok and smartphones and Twitter, like that's actually kind of insane.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT.
Like the first time that I had internet at home, like no one could use the phone.
Yeah.
Like it was literally dial up,
Yeah. Locked it so bro. You could not do both at the same time.
and my mom did not have a cell phone, I'll tell you that. So like if we were online, like she could not get any phone calls from anybody. So yeah. I had a phone. I got my first cell phone my junior year of high school, and it was like a brick. It literally looked like a brick. I had like 2 games on it. I had Snake, and I had Drug Wars.
Which
So
I think that's ironic since you had a drug dealer cell phone
yeah,
from the 80s.
yeah, it was a Nokia. I remember that. So.
Actually, my first cell phone was also a Nokia. It was a small Nokia flip phone.
Yeah, this
virtually indestructible.
Oh yeah, this thing was like
I dropped it like so many times. It did that.
We were not even allowed to have it on our person, so it was always in the locker. Yeah.
Yeah, kids don't know how easy they have it these days. Like,
yeah,
you know how much. Yeah, I can imagine assigning homework in the era of Chat GPT. That was so. I thought it was amazing when I was in college, and I found out that I could just avoid spending $2,000 on books by downloading the PDFs on a forum.
God, I wish, man. Books in high school or college were so ridiculous. Actually, we did buy books in high school too because I went to a Catholic school.
It's it's insane, bro. But the price, it was so expensive. Because I bought some books the first semester, and it was just insanely expensive. And when you turn them in when you're done, they give you like $5 back.
Yeah,
like no exaggeration. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
for like a $300 book. So for the second semester, I said, well, fuck that, I'm not doing that. So so I just made friends with different people and just used their book, and anything I needed, I just downloaded. Fuck that. I was like, I'm not spending any more damn money on this school. They got to be chopped.
Yeah.
What an absolute scam.
I remember when I took college algebra, because I needed a math class, and I didn't buy the book, and I only showed up for tests. he gave us like a syllabus at the beginning of the semester, and like, I'm not taking attendance. You can come to class if you want. Otherwise, these are the days of the tests. Be there for them. And I just showed up and took the tests and got like a high C plus.
That's all. That's all you asked for. I think I got I think I got an A in ethics. I didn't buy the book. I was fooling around with this girl who was in the class, and I just used her book. But then turns out didn't actually need it because ethics is kind of fucking easy.
Yeah.
Like you just sit. Like I would just go to class. I just sit in the back, flirt with her, and just listen to them have like just have debates, like just create insane debates, but usually between the same two kids. And the only exams is as long as you could like, as long as you had like the capability of reason, there's like no reason you shouldn't be able to get an A on any of the tests. Like, because that's what essentially what you just had to reason, just make an argument, just make an ethic or moral based argument about something. It was the easiest class I've probably ever taken outside of gym.
I changed my major like 4 times. Like when I went to college, I wanted to be a writer, like a sports writer. Like I wanted to write for like the Boston Globe or ESPN or some shit.
I also wanted to be a journalist.
Yeah. So that's like what I started with. And then I changed it to a biology major and then a chemistry major because I thought I wanted to be a pharmacist. Then I started taking those classes and realized, no, I do not.
You do not.
And then I went to be ended as a communication major.
I hate how, I mean, and you're working in communications. I hate how that's another thing I hate about college. Like they force classes on you, and it's just all part of this just giant scam that they have running. Like I went to St. John's in New York, and one of the ways, obviously they have required classes you have to take, and one of them was just like the biggest, most obvious scam I've ever seen. It's called Discover New York. It's a mandatory course, and it teaches you about some aspect of New York, or for us, we learned specifically our course was on the history of the Irish in New York, and we kind of explored from that perspective. And so over the summer, they said, okay, for this Discover New York class, you need to buy this book, which coincidentally was written by the professor of the class. And
funny how that works.
Yeah, because it would be part of the course, and so people showed up with the book, and we didn't even need the fucking book for any of the, like it wasn't a test, like we didn't need it for anything. like he just forced us, they just scammed us into buying this motherfucker's book like, for no reason. It had nothing to do with the class. Like we just bought this asshole's book for no reason, and I was actually heated. Like, bro, like, why am I buying? I'm buying this guy's book. Like, what are we doing here? And the class, I mean, I learned some cool stuff, I guess, about how the Irish got treated basically like black people a little bit. And we went to this like nice concert, had a very nice but incredibly overpriced hamburger dinner. But otherwise, I'm like, bro, what is this class? like
that is kind of funny.
There's no reason to have this class.
I don't remember what the class was called, but I also once took a class because of a girl. Huge mistake. We had to have like an art elective at some point, and I got convinced to take some like what I was told was like a charcoal drawing class. It turned out that there was a nude person would come in, and we would draw them in charcoal.
Of course.
Yeah, and they were not always female. And it was
good for you.
Yeah, it was a once a week 3-hour class, and about 5 or 6 classes in, I checked out on both the class and the girl. And yeah, that was a very, very big mistake.
Yeah.
Do not. I learned very quick. Do not take a class because of a girl.
Yeah, or take the right class. Jay had a cool idea, but he there was more dick than he was planning on. See,
Way more.
He
Let me
was
just tell you, the one of the guys they had come in was very into his job of
oh
modeling.
oh boy.
I was like, okay, guy.
Yeah. I didn't take any classes for girls specifically. I never did that, but if there was a girl in the class, I would take that I was interested. I would take full advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah.
I was opposite. I'd end up in a class, and then I'd see girls and be like, oh, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah, I ended up. I don't think I really took much from college. It was a waste.
It was a huge waste for me. I use it to make friends and learn about the world.
I mean, I did join the college radio station. I was the music director, and everything that I took from college came from my experience there. I thought that was not at all.
How would I be the stalker? I didn't take a class for anybody. I just
No,
showed.
I took the class because she said we should take this class together.
Yeah,
Like,
all the classes I took were because they said, "Hey, because of your major, you have to take this. You have to take this fucking class." So I was like, the only electives I picked were just stuff that I thought, oh, it might be interesting. Like I took a class, history of music in film class because I was obviously an aspiring musician at the time, so I was very interested in all things music, particularly the music and film, because I am a score appreciator, and as well as musicals. You know, Hans Zimmer, love the Hans Zimmer. It was actually a really good class. I enjoyed it very much. It didn't help me like become a better musician or anything, but yeah, I learned some really cool shit about how about, I guess, the philosophy around like putting music to film and TV, and how important it was, which I guess helps a little bit, help contribute it a little bit in case I ever end up going back to that, because I did score a documentary years later, and I kind of, I guess, subconsciously may have applied some of that stuff so maybe it did come in handy. Who else? Yeah, because the scores we did for the documentary did come out pretty sick. So yeah.
I got a lot out of the college radio station. Like I met lifelong friends. Like my friend Tim that I was telling you that like there's like this one friend where I like text and Facebook message.
Yeah.
It just depends on the day, I guess. Like he's still like one of my best friends today, you know. And we went to college together, and but the college radio station definitely changed me and let me like build, like it helped me become the writer, do the writing stuff I want to do, get into the photography, and have like a great like 10-11 year run doing music journalism and stuff like that. I having pictures published in magazines, writing for magazines, and all
and
sorts of stuff like that.
and then you became JayShockblast.
And that like help me like transition,
Yeah.
like because if I wasn't doing that stuff, I would have never created a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like I did it at a time where I started enjoying writing about video games too, with my buddy Chrome on Analog Hype, and then I wanted to just do my own thing. So I created Shockblast Media's website, and I created a YouTube channel to go with it. And it's crazy how it all works out,
Literally changed your life and bought your house.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really, it's kind of crazy, the house
Yeah,
that Lego bought.
I guess yeah, YouTube didn't buy this house, but it's maintaining it. I guess this is not the house that Lego bought. This is the house that I guess Spider-Man is helped maintain.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I got lucky, man. Like
Hey,
it's crazy how it all works out, And I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was talking to my brother because like, he's kind of having a hard time transitioning from like going off to live on his own again,
Yeah.
He got a good opportunity where he gets a nice discount on one of the properties he's going to be working at, and it's a good spot, and honestly he's going to have a lot more space to himself. And I mean, he's 38, so like, it's time, but like at the same time,
he's not going to get to wake up to your face anymore.
well, it's funny because even though he had his room upstairs and everything, like we didn't really like hang out, he like worked all day, came home, and he like screwed around on his phone and watched TV and movies,
Yeah.
But like it was like when I bought this house, I wasn't with Becky at the time, and I was doing it partially to try to get him to come home.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I bought a house. Like, we've got a spot now. Come home, because he was living in Florida. And he didn't come home until after our dad died. So, but it was good to have the spot, and we got him going. And now, he's gonna go do his own thing. But like, I don't know. I was talking to him about it because he's like, he had one of his coworkers was really excited and wanted to like be friends with him, and he was being all kind of grouchy about it. I'm like, why? Like, he seems like a cool dude. Like, he came over and he showed him around the house and everything. Like, why wouldn't you want to be his friend? He seems cool. He goes, I don't want to be friends with people I work with. I'm like, but like, we're like we're like basically 40s. Like, who else are you gonna meet?
Yeah, you gotta go to the bar. You gotta go to fucking paintball.
Like, how else are you gonna make friends? Like when what I loved about working at Bose is I made so many great friends working there, and it's actually harder. And I said to him, like, dude, like all my best friends now are people I'm probably never gonna meet in person. Like, like Sadot is one of my best friends. Like Hyrule, one of my best friends. Like, and it's not weird. Like, it's the people I interact with the most, and it just happens to be that they're all online. Like
that's how it works. Like,
and that's just how the world works today.
Literally the only thing I liked about working in retail what was the occasional cool people I meet and hang out with outside of work. Like that was the only I did enjoy working at Borders. Like it was probably the only like job that I actually enjoy because I love books and everything like that. But the main thing about that job that was great was so many great people were there.
But like that's the thing. Like he used to work at Circuit City, and he had so many friends from working at Circuit City.
Well, Jay thinks so.
Listen, I think Sadot's like a brother. You know what I mean? I've spent more hours of my life talking to him than most people.
True.
You know.
We have a very Jeff Keighley and Kojima relationship.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like exactly, Colin. Like my buddy Madman, like he was technically my boss, and we just made really great friends, and still to like I was talking to his kids. He came to my we had my birthday dinner a few weeks ago. We went to a hibachi place. He's like, oh, is it okay if I bring the kids? I'm like, yeah, they're family, and like his daughter is like 18 now and like graduated from high school, and it's like weird talking to her like an adult. Like the first time I met her, I went to his house for the 2013 Stanley Cup playoffs, and she was just a kid. And like we always talk about it because like I brought my iPad, and she like had grabbed it when I was like I had it laying down, and Mark is like, oh, come on, give it back to him. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. She's not gonna be able to get into it. She doesn't know my password. Enters my password and is in my iPad, and we're all just looking at her like I saw you put it in. I'm like, jeez. So yeah, like, but now like that little girl is like an adult, and it's like, I don't know, it's interesting to like, like
be old.
Yeah.
old man Jay. Time. You occasionally have those moments where it just occurs to you, holy shit. Well, I might be getting a little old. like I felt that had to kind of the Game Awards because I was like, I was very, I sat up, I actually screamed when when I realized that we were getting a Turok game.
Yeah.
And then plus Onimusha and Akami coming back, and then I was looking at the chat, and I was seeing a bunch of people saying, what's Turok? I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah.
Then I realized, oh, wait a minute, Turok is like a 15 a 20-year-old game. It came,
Yeah.
the Turok was I think the first Turok came out on what, the N64.
Something like that. Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
really old game.
Yeah, so I think there were literally people in chat. There were literally actually were people in chat who weren't even alive when the first Turok game came out. And I was like, "Oh my god, we're getting a new Turok!"
Yeah.
And they were like, what the fuck is a Turok?" And I only Lucia in the comment, I'm like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" It's like everyone just wanted Wolverine or GTA. I'm like, bro,
What do you think of that Pac-Man game? I guess it's something to do with the Amazon show.
Yeah, that's why I got that vibe of it. Like, yeah, I kind of thought it was weird. Like, I don't think, I'm not even sure if I finished that episode of Pac-Man yet on Secret Level. I got to finish watching it, but yeah, it was definitely weird. Definitely not my Pac-Man that I grew up with. Yeah, didn't really do it for me, but I was like, whatever. Not my not my thing.
Yeah.
Queso, I have literally no idea who Queso was,
I don't either.
but but I saw a bunch of people saying Queso should win, and so I'm glad Queso won. I guess.
I guess some of the people on my Discord like him, so I don't
Yeah,
like, it's weird, like, being a YouTuber, I don't watch much YouTube, like, I don't, like, do much Twitch. Like, I
yeah.
watch my friends, basically.
I mean, yeah, I basically do. I mean, I basically do that on Twitch, apart from a few creators, but I do watch a ton of YouTube, and I think it's just a niche thing. Like, I just don't. There are just certain people. I have my channels. I have my preferred creators that I follow, and I follow my friends. But I have no idea who some of these people like are, unless they're involved in some kind of drama. Like, obviously I know like AMP, and I got to know Shroud and Necros and Flats, people like that. But yeah, I was looking at the nominees for esports player of the year, and I was like, I have never seen any of these names before in my life. The only professional gamer, like competitive gamer I know is Sonic Fox. I don't follow or know anybody else.
Did Helldivers win best ongoing game? Is that what they won?
I think it did.
Dude, that was bull. I don't think Fortnite could have had a better year this year than what they did. That, like, I'm not like, I enjoy playing Fortnite. It's not like, the end of the world, but like, there's no way the Fortnite shouldn't have won best ongoing game. Like, there's no way. They literally had like is Baldur's Gate did, like, they had like a million amazing concert events this year, like,
I know Baldur's Gate won best
I think
community.
that's what it was. Yeah, I'm talking about like best ongoing
Yeah,
online game.
best one on game. I think Helldivers won that, and I understand why. It's a new game. It's a phenomenon, and unlike Jay, the people who voted didn't hate the game. I'm actually glad that it didn't go to Fortnite.
I don't understand it. Like, Fortnite's that Juice World event had like 12 million active players, like, plus. So
You missed some Green Lantern set photos. But it wasn't your boy. So I was like, oh no, never mind. I was about to be like, wake up, Gabe, wake up, Gabe. We got new pictures of Aaron, but no, it's just Coach Taylor. So I think we'll, at this point, we'll just drop wrote for a few minutes. If anyone wants to hop in and give their Game Awards hot takes, feel free. What would you rate the show overall?
solid 8.
Solid 8.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay, Russian judge.
8.3.
That's better. That's better. I'd say I would give the Game Awards this year. I'm gonna go 8.8 just to be better in JayShockblast.
Sure.
I thought because it didn't have some of the stuff that I personally wanted. I definitely wanted more superhero games, but I thought it was a very well done show all around. I thought it had some undeniably great reveals, even if all the games weren't for me. I thought it was well made. I love the Amir segment. Capcom absolutely cooked. We got. I'm looking forward. There's a ton of games I saw that I'm looking forward to. I love that we got a Helldivers stealth drop of the Illuminate right in the right in the middle of the show.
The Muppets were kind of funny, actually.
The Muppets
mostly for roasting Jeff.
Were hilarious. I love that they. I wonder. Yeah, I think Skill Up had the theory that Jeff made them intentionally roast him to kind of like deflect some of the criticism of himself. It was great though. They some of them I felt like, oh, that has to hurt a little bit. I was very funny. I love that. I was I was sitting there cracking up. There was a couple. Yeah, they didn't go too. I saw some people complain about some of the scripted stuff, and there was some cringe moments, but I thought overall they did a decent job not going too overboard with the bits, and I thought a lot of this stuff did work well. I thought the writing was definitely, I think it's probably the best writing I remember ever being at the Game Awards from from the times I've been watching. I thought they did great. What they did just overall good job for the show. They let the developers actually speak when they won. That was a nice change of pace. They went out shooing anyone off, and no one went too long. I thought it was definitely one of the better Game Awards in recent memory. Definitely could have been better, but I thought for the 10th anniversary, they definitely mostly delivered. Obviously, if they had one or two more certain reveals, like obviously GTA 6 is always a long shot. I don't know, maybe if they had Resident Evil 9 and Marvel's Wolverine, I guarantee people would have been like, oh, 10 out of 10, the best, and but yeah, I thought it was a great show.
Yeah, oh yeah, nobody clicked the link, huh?
Shout out Harrison for it. Scared. I think Travis just didn't hear it because Travis was bitching all week about how he wanted to be on.
Yeah.
So usually Travis. Are you looking forward to the Superman trailer, Mr. Blast?
Yeah, sure. I actually almost went to see Craven. But then Funko decided to drop The Office. And I was like, oof. Actually, there's one of those rare occasions where I got lucky. It dropped on Xbox accidentally a day early for like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to get it and download it and play it. And what I loved about it was it was a no combat level. It was basically you're just playing an episode. It was just puzzles, and it was just a fun, relaxing level of The Office with a million freaking Easter eggs. And I was going through trying to find them all. And one of the devs actually watched the video and messaged me on some of the things I was saying during the video, because I didn't know what Dwight's like broom was from. And then he's like, oh, it's from when he was the Hay King. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. And then during the video, I said, oh, they did such a good job, except the water cooler's not in the right place. So then he messaged me, nope, it was in the right place in the picture. Yeah. I'm like, I swear to God, I thought it was somewhere else. They said, well, there was one episode where it was at Dwight's desk, but I'm like, oh man. But I was picking up on so many little things. It was so fun.
They know their Office more. I might actually check that out. I love a good little Office. My friend got me to try VR and explore some of these VR worlds, and they had an Office one that you could explore in VR. and I was like, oh, this seems cool, but it was just a game, and it's like as soon as I went in, because first I walked in, I was like, oh, this is awesome. I'm in VR. We're in the actual office. They got the music on, and then all of a sudden it's like, ready, 3, 2, 1. There's a fire. It's a fire. Put the fire up. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
It's actually that episode.
Yeah.
That's what they did in the Funko Fusion. It's when Dwight like had the fire drill.
Yeah. But the entire thing was a fire drill. Like you had to run around and put fires out. And I'm like, I just want to kind of just walk around and just vibe.
Yeah.
I try to do all this shit. I'm trying to do. I might check it out. There's absolutely no fucking way I'm going to actually go to the theater to see Craven. I might check it out on a pirate ship. But I did watch Red One.
Oh yeah,
Red One is right now. It's available if you're an Amazon Prime member. You can watch it for free.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I was thinking about hopping on the ship to see Red One, but then I was just scrolling through Prime because I was thinking, maybe I'll watch a couple more episodes of Secret Level, while I'm having some food, and then I saw Red One was just available. I was like, oh fuck it, I'll watch Red One, so even though it's a massive bomb, everyone I heard that saw it said it was good, and the audience reviews are all good. So I was like, this is probably going to be fun. And so I watched it, and it was good. It was good. I feel like the problem is that Red One was very clearly supposed to be a really good Netflix holiday movie, and it had absolutely no business being a $250 million blockbuster. like it should absolutely have been a Netflix movie. I think it would have been massive if it was a Netflix movie. It was clearly that. It was. I was like, I can understand why it bombed, because the reviews are good, because it's legitimately just a good movie. It's a really good time. I loved it. Definitely. I'll definitely potentially add it to the Christmas movie rotation, but it's definitely not something I would even consider going to see in theaters.
Yeah, I just haven't been watching much of anything lately. So I don't know.
Yeah, it was 100% like an 8.5 out of 10 movie.
I know High Roller said he liked it, so
yeah, it's legitimately, and you know how much of a critic I am.
yeah.
It's legitimately a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a really well made movie. Some of the CGI is a little wonky, but it was actually good. I actually really enjoyed it. And
Nice.
It's sad that it was such a spectacular bomb. But I totally get why it was. Like it should have been a streaming movie. Like that, like that Will Smith movie Bright or whatever fuck.
Oh yeah.
Red One should have been that, or Red Notice. It should be like one of those, like a high big budget Netflix movie. Like that's literally what Red One should have been, and it would have done very well, especially at Christmas time.
Yeah, I doubt I'll ever see it.
I mean, you have Amazon Prime, right?
Yeah,
you watch anytime.
I could.
Oh, it's easy. I think part of the problem is that it also didn't have an easy hook, like like the Dave Harbour Christmas movie.
Yeah.
had a very easy, memorable hook. Oh, it's Die Hard but Santa Claus. Like super easy, memorable hook. Immediately hits you. Okay, cool. I Die Hard and Santa Claus. I like that. Cool, let's do it. And with Red One, I had no idea. I saw the trailer. I had no idea what the fuck the movie was about, other than it had The Rock and Chris Evans, and J.K. Simmons was Santa Claus, but he was super ripped for some reason. Like I knew nothing else about I knew nothing else about this. I was like, what's the pitch? I don't know.
Yeah, I have so much going on this week, so I don't know if I'll have time, because I'm going to a show next Saturday. Shadows Fall is playing.
Ooh.
I'm so excited about that. But I just found out
that's their song, right?
No. But apparently tomorrow they're at a brewery in Springfield, which is like 45 minutes west of here. And they did this like 3 years ago. and they got like their own beer and everything, and I went out and hung out with them and everything.
I
So I
just
might do that.
I disagree, Kevin. I think rock is a very good genre of music and not overrated at all.
But then Wednesday at WWE headquarters, they're doing some Netflix kickoff event, and I can't figure out if it's open to the public, but it's about a 2-hour drive, and CM Punk is going to be there. So I think I'm going to take the belt and the hoodie and just drive down and see what I can do.
Yeah, make some magic. Maybe meet some future podcast guests.
Yeah, right. I doubt CM Punk would come on our podcast. He doesn't
Nope.
like the media. So
True. Well, we're not the media. We're
yeah.
we're the anti-media.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping that like it is open to the public, like just to like kind of be there and see it and maybe get some video. And I'm gonna bring my belt and be a total nerd and
As you
see
should.
if, yeah.
Yes, they released Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League season 4, Deathstroke, their final update. And I had fun. Yeah, second final. Well, the final season. And yeah, I had fun. I mean, the multiplayer was kind of jacked, but I finished it, and
dude, that fight made sense in a way, but
yeah.
also was so stupid. I was so confused at first. I was like, "What the hell happened?" Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
because I thought it was Brainiac just showing up.
I think there was definitely more, but it got cut probably.
No, but it makes sense though, because like
yeah,
it's Deathstroke, so like he just showed up and killed him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah,
I love the line, like, "What, you listen to his speeches?"
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. I just thought I just wanted like another cutscene at the because the story is they're supposed to link up with Deathstroke so that they can get the final Brainiac and rescue the rest of the Justice League, and they just ended that whole update on a joke, like Deathstroke kills the Brainiac, doesn't let him, like, cool, but then there's nothing else, like there's no cutscenes, there's no like.
Well, we know there's one more Brainiac, so because that's what next the episode 8 will probably have.
There's supposed to be, yes, we're supposed, like, so far in our pods, the pods that we have in the back have all there's a pod in the back for every Justice League member. So far we only have Green Lantern and the Flash filled. So we still need Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, who they're going to bring back by some other means.
So if they just put all their resources together for that, I'm fine with, oh yeah, so he just showed up and killed Brainiac instantly, and he'd already killed like 3 other ones or something.
Yeah. I funny enough, I thought the good thing about that is that it's like the only farmable Brainiac boss fight in the game.
Oh yeah,
out of all the seasons, because all the other ones took way too long to finish and weren't worth farming. But this one is, you just do 2 simple missions, and then you go to the Brainiac arena, and you just do a couple rounds of mob bosses, and then that's the end of them. So, there's no actual boss fight. It's actually, especially with how just stupidly overpowered Deathstroke is. Like once I finished my build and got him all leveled up to get all the remaining skills, I was like, bro, what the fuck is this? I literally can't lose on Deathstroke. Like, I literally can't. It's literally impossible.
I was grinding some incursions, trying to get a good gun, but I still haven't gotten one that I like a lot.
It doesn't even.
I'm doing better.
It doesn't even matter. Like, he has infinite ammo,
right, and grenades,
and he has a skill that lets him shoot through shields and armor. so it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Just get any decent gun, and get the reverse flash, and just spec your build into a squad ultimate build with the reverse flash focus, and you just win. You just win.
Yeah.
You just win. It's like, you can't lose. He's so overpowered. It's crazy.
Yeah, he is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I forget what gun. I think I'm using the Pyromaniac gun, the one that regular fire sets every enemy you shoot on fire. I think I'm using that one, and I have the Gorilla Grodd, a Gorilla Grodd sniper rifle. So, That's it. I'm just absolutely melting. I have a really good grenade too, though, but because you basically get infinite grenades, because if you get a kill, you get guaranteed grenade ammo every time you kill somebody. So,
Yeah, there are times where there's like 18 grenades like laying around on the
yeah,
ground.
yeah,
Wild.
it's insane.
I just spam them nonstop.
Absolutely insane character. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that they're going out just by making him just completely busted. Though it will trivialize like auto remaining content, but it's fine.
Fine with me.
I'm fine by it. I get next. That means next time, next update. I assume it's going to be an actual Brainiac fight, and there won't be a new hero to level up. So I'll just run in with Brainiac. I'll just run in with Deathstroke and just win immediately. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Should be a good time. They said, I think they say it comes out in January. Same month as Marvel Rivals Season 1. Which I gotta say that's going to be the bigger deal, unfortunately. Looking forward to some of those new characters. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Yes, it was good. Looking forward to that. But I think we can wrap it up for this week. Appreciate everyone hanging out for us. I just realized we're getting very close to Christmas. It's December 15th right now.
Yeah.
So we're getting to the season. We're in the season, so definitely hope everyone is prepared and ready and safe for good holidays. I think my typical Christmas tradition is just watching a bunch of old Christmas theme shows and movies that I've loved over the years. I think my tradition, and it changes if there's anything new, but right now my rotation is Hey Arnold Christmas special, Rugrats Christmas special, the original Santa Claus with Tim Allen, and the Christmas Chronicles. Must watches.
I'm not a very Christmassy guy.
I don't decorate or anything. I only watch Christmas movies and shows.
I do like. We haven't put up the Christmas tree the last 2 years because we haven't had room for it. So I do like having the Christmas tree. Actually, I think I went like almost 3 years straight having the Christmas tree just always up. Because I just didn't want to take it down, and I just thought it was funny.
I do love a good Christmas tree. Yeah,
but the place we put the Christmas tree is where Evie's like cage is. Not that we put her in there much, but it's like kind of her safe space for like, I don't know, because she's shelter dog. So
right. Yeah, I don't. Fortunately, I don't have room, or I have room. I don't have need for the Christmas tree, but I used to love it. When you're a kid, yeah, I lived in a big house with with a lot of family members, so had the giant tree, real tree, not that plastic bullshit. We had all these presents. It was just the best. So now I just watch Christmas movies and shows that kind of just like relive the magic. But when I start my own family, I'll bring it back and keep the tradition alive. But yeah, however you celebrate, hope you have a good and safe one. We'll catch y'all. We'll see what happens next week. Maybe we'll get some interesting stuff. But game wise, stuff is narrowing down. So biggest thing probably next week is going to be the Superman trailer. So, but we'll be there to talk about. Maybe Jay can watch Creature Commandos and or the Skeleton Crew.
Next Sunday is actually my wedding anniversary.
Oh, so you're not going to be here?
Maybe, because I mean, my wife's still a teacher, so she goes to bed at like 8. So,
she's going to bed for your wedding anniversary?
Well, we have all day.
Oh, all right. Well. In case Jay is doing wedding anniversary things, we'll see y'all another time. But we'll let you know in a message if we still have a show or not on Sunday. So I'll catch y'all later. I'm Sadot the Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger.
Thank God. Zip it up and zip it out. Peace, my naysayers.